following is a presentation of Baldwin Sports Live, your home for live coverage of the Baldwin Bulldogs. Baldwin Sports Live is presented by Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, the brand that sells the land. Learn more at haydenoutdoors.com. Also brought to you by Farm Bureau Financial Services, Kelly Neufeld, Baldwin State Bank, Codiano State Farm Insurance, Heartland Plumbing, Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home, One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning, Trindle Lumber Company, Oral Surgery Kansas, Hers Incorporated, Rice Precision Manufacturing, The Bullpen, Baldwin City Recreation Commission, New Frontier Tax and Business Services, the Lumberyard Arts Center, Jabats, Baldwin City Community Newspaper, and by the Baldwin City Chamber of Commerce. This is Baldwin Sports Live.
Good evening from Hoyt, Kansas. Tonight we are at Royal Valley High School. Bryce Kessler, Ryan Hilmer, set to bring you some Bulldog basketball as the Baldwin Bulldogs take on the Royal Valley Panthers. You're watching the Baldwin State Bank pregame show, getting you started for this doubleheader of hoops tonight. Game one, the 10-6 Baldwin girls looking for their their third straight win, and they now have 13 straight seasons with 10-plus wins off their last victory. So looking to add to that tally tonight against a 3-13 Royal Valley team who is coming off of a victory, though, in their last outing, a win over Perry Lecompton. So that's the first game coming up. We'll have the boys game, of course, coming up later on tonight as well. The Baldwin boys now 13-3, Royal Valley at 9-7. Good matchup coming up in game two of our doubleheaders. So that's what we have on tap here. Glad you're with us. Baldwin Sports Live is presented by Hayden Outdoors. You're just getting started here on the pregame show, brought to you by Baldwin State Bank. We'll break down the matchups and more as we move along here on the Baldwin State Bank pregame show. You're watching Bulldog basketball on Baldwin Sports Live from Hoyt, Kansas tonight at Royal Valley High School.
At Baldwin State Bank, we love being part of the community we serve. Our roots run deep in Baldwin City, and our commitment runs deeper. Whether it's that dream house you can't wait to call home, or the trust of your personal finances, both present and future, we're here to serve you, our customers, our neighbors. Baldwin State Bank, proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs for more than 100 years and counting. Come see us downtown or online at baldwinstatebank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hayden Outdoors Real Estate has proudly been serving the Midwest since 1976, covering 29 states and over $1.3 billion in annual sales. Chad and Penny Sheldon are some of the top producing brokers from Baldwin City, Kansas, selling farms, ranches, rural homes, and recreational real estate throughout Kansas. Their knowledge, passion, and expertise will help make your next real estate transaction an excellent experience. Contact Chad or Penny today by phone at 785-821-2666 or by email at shad@haydenoutdoors.com.
For unbeatable service from a company you can trust, there's only one choice. Clint Davis and the One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning team have the expertise you need when it comes to the comfort of your family. Not only will they get the job done right, but they'll explain the preventative maintenance needed to avoid those costly emergency repairs. To schedule a free quote, call 785-393-9329 and join the Preferred Maintenance Club for special discounts. One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning, the one and only choice for the comfort of your family.
Welcome back to the Baldwin State Bank pregame show. Bulldogs on the road tonight, taking on the Royal Valley Panthers in the midst of a long little road trip here for Baldwin, coming off the road game at Paola. They have this game tonight, then next week at Ottawa, and the week after that on Tuesday at Jeff West before they finally get another home game to round out the regular season on the 24th against Bonner Springs. So trying to take care of business on the road here tonight. Baldwin 10-6, coming off their second straight victory as they picked up an 18-point win on the road at Paola, 62-44. Now, Ryan, you were not on the call with myself during that game, but you were there. You were calling the game for Paola that night. So people, when they hear you talking, they go, well, how does he know? He wasn't there.
Yeah.
No, he was there. He was just over on the other stream on the broadcast that night. But as we talk about that game, Ryan, against Paola, they trailed 19-12 after the first quarter, but responded well after that. They outscored Paola 33-11 over the course of the second and third quarters. Then the fourth quarter was kind of just an odd. The game wasn't really close yet. It was just, I don't know, they just kind of cruised to the finish line at that point. But really got things going in that second and third quarter to take control and pick up a nice victory.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a little bit of a slow start for the Bulldogs coming out. You mentioned they trailed 19-12 after the first quarter, but then really picked it up on the defensive end. I thought, especially in that third quarter, I think they held Paola to just 2 points in that entire third quarter. So I think they do that again tonight. They're going to have a pretty good shot, and I think that's where it all has to start for this Bulldog team. We've kind of seen how they win in the past. They got to turn teams over and get out in transition, get some easy buckets. That's two of the main stats for me is how many transition points you're going to get, and then how many points off turnovers. And then also, we talk about it almost every game, you got to keep them off the glass, especially the offensive glass, giving up too many second chance opportunities, second chance points this year. So going to have to clean that up a little bit, but it should be a good game tonight. Looking forward to it.
It's the second straight game that Baldwin has forced 30-plus turnovers, so they really did a good job there. And on the other side of that, they only had 8 turnovers in Baldwin. They took care of the ball in that stretch when they were dominating the game during that stretch. I mean, they only had 8 turnovers, and they took care of the ball. They forced turnovers. That's usually a recipe to pick up a victory, especially when you're going on the road. So we'll see how they fare here tonight against Royal Valley. We'll take a look at the matchups of Royal Valley, and it looks like now we have actually more time in our pregame show. They had already started the pregame clock, but then I think they may have realized that, the JV girls game isn't done, and they may need some of those girls over here on the varsity floor tonight as well. So it looks like we've got an extended pregame show for you tonight. I thought we were going to have to jump into it because we were going to run out of time and the game was going to start. But
I never know. Got a little bit of fill time here.
But, yeah, we got time to just chat a lot more about this game. We'll go ahead and tell you about Baldwin State Bank, pregame show sponsor, personal service from people who care. That's what you get at your hometown community bank, at the Baldwin State Bank, whether it's personal finances, business money management, loans and credit, or savings for retirement. Go see Baldwin State Bank. For over 120 years, they've helped serve our community. Enjoy a better banking experience with your friends and neighbors at the Baldwin State Bank. So, all right, let's re-rack things here. And what are we going to talk about for another 25 minutes before we start this game?
I will say, going back to that Paola game, it was good, really good to see offensively the big three for Baldwin playing really well. And that's Carly Neufeld, Alyssa Reichard, and
Maren Frost.
Frost. Yeah, they both, I mean, between the three of them, they combined for over 45 points. I think they each had at least 15, 16 points.
Yep, all of them were 15 or more.
Yep, so, I mean, that's what you really like to see, and especially them knocking down shots from the outside. I mean, Baldwin, I forget how many threes they hit, but that's always a big factor for them is when they can hit that outside shot, it just opens up everything. Yeah, 7 threes they made in that game, and if you can, you're not expected to do that every game, certainly, but if you can at least make 3 or 4, it definitely gives you a much better shot on the offensive side of things, I think.
Yeah, they did shoot the ball well. It was kind of interesting because they did it in waves. It was Maren Frost in the first quarter. She knocked down a couple of threes, and really they needed them in that because that was the best quarter for Paola. They scored 19 of their 44 points in that first quarter, and it was Frost who kind of kept Baldwin somewhat in the game in that first quarter. She scored of her 15, and I think she had 8 in that first quarter. And then in the second quarter, Alyssa Reichard took off and had 8 or 10 points of her 16 in the second quarter. And then the third quarter, in that second half, that's when Carly Neufeld took over, and she had, I think, 11 in the third quarter. So they kind of all had their moment where they kind of put the team on their back and led the scoring punch for this team. And if you get all 3 of them on a given night scoring the basketball, like you said, that makes this a tough team to beat. Unfortunately, a lot of nights it seems like 1 or 2 may be off, but on that night they were all on, and it helped them score 62 points.
And that being said, I think Chloe Neufeld, Emma Kate Lang, Bailey Smith, those are all very key role players. They all played really well against Paola, I thought, on Tuesday night. And so, yeah, I think the girls are really starting to roll pretty good right now. If they can keep it going, I know you mentioned we're in the middle of this long, feels like NBA road swing here. Like, what is it, 5 straight road games?
Yeah, 4 in a row for the girls and 5 for the boys because they had that game against Veritas the boys did.
Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, they're in the middle of it, but if we can keep it going, get back home against Bonner Springs we play here in a couple games, that'll be a good game. So, yeah, just keep it going, and things are looking up for the girls, I think.
They've got, of course, this game here tonight against a 3-13 Royal Valley team. We'll talk about Royal Valley a little bit more. I'm kind of just extending this out. We have extra time to kill now after they had started the pregame for the girls varsity and then decided, we better put a brakes on things because of the JV game, which is different. Tonight, normally they play the girls JV game is always played in the quote-unquote varsity gym prior to the varsity girls game, which makes sense because you'd want the JV girls game to be finished before the varsity girls game start because a lot of those girls play, of course, on both. So it makes sense that you would put that game prior to so you wouldn't have a situation like we've run into apparently here tonight where they put the boys JV game over here in the varsity gym, and so the boys JV game gets finished. Girls take the floor thinking, okay, it's our warm-up time like they're normally used to, and then apparently somebody probably came over and gave them the message that, oh, hey, that JV girls game, it's not over yet. Maybe it's a long way from over yet. I don't know.
Who knows what's going on over there?
Yeah, they have now completely stopped the pregame warm-up clock, and it's not running at all. So, and we don't know. We're stuck here now, and I'm not sure. It's probably our luck. It's probably sitting in like an overtime game now, and a barn burner headed to a double OT. And
I was thinking earlier, why not have it like this until this happened, this format. And I was like, okay, now it makes sense why.
So it was your fault because you were thinking about the question of why, and so naturally we have to see the example of why.
Well,
so blame Ryan.
In my opinion, the JV girls should be getting a pretty good warm-up in right now. I'm not sure why we have to wait for them, but regardless.
Well, there is that, barring the if it obviously didn't get over before this game started. But true. I mean, you can give them 15 minutes if they're still not done. I guess then you get stopped. But anyway, we'll see. We don't know when we're going to start because we don't currently have a countdown going on the clock. Although I will blame myself as well, I suppose, Ryan, because I made the comment to you before we went on the air that well, it does look like we'll have the varsity game start on time at least, so that'll help for the evening's festivities, but maybe not now. So yeah. You just never know.
Classic jinx right there.
Just
before the game even started, you got us.
Yeah. So we will have basketball coming up, but we're right now just kind of in a delay, waiting on the JV game to finish, which was happening in a different gymnasium. So there we go. But Baldwin and Royal Valley, that's our matchup coming up here on Baldwin Sports Live tonight. We'll take a break, come back, and take a little bit of a look at the opponent tonight, a Royal Valley team that features one-star player who's averaging 18 points per game. We'll tell you about the Panthers when we come back here on the Baldwin State Bank pregame show.
Dr. Philip Harvey at Oral Surgery Kansas is a proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs. Dr. Harvey and his staff wish all of the Bulldogs the best of luck this year as you continue to make Baldwin City proud. Oral Surgery Kansas provides personalized, gentle, comprehensive patient care for a wide range of oral surgery procedures. To learn more, visit oralsurgerykansas.com or call 785-843-5490. Oral Surgery Kansas, cheering on the Baldwin Bulldogs. Kelly Neufeld and his team at Farm Bureau Financial Services are there to help you protect what matters most in your life. From insurance plans customized to fit everything you need covered to comprehensive financial planning to help you achieve your goals both present and future. Kelly works uniquely with you face-to-face to gain confidence in your financial well-being. Call 785-594-1055 to set up a meeting with Kelly Neufeld at Farm Bureau Financial Services in Baldwin City. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Trindle Lumber Company is the go-to stop for every do-it-yourselfer and professional contractor. They carry a wide variety of plumbing, electrical, and hardware products, along with a vast selection of windows, doors, and paint. Their full-service drive-through lumber yard has what you need for every project and offers free estimates and professional delivery. At Trindle Lumber Company, you get the right products with the best service. Stop by at 1516 South Main in Ottawa or call 785-242-8144.
All right, official warm-up has started, so that's good news. You're watching the Baldwin State Bank pregame show. Bryce Kessler and Ryan Hilmer from Royal Valley High School tonight in Hoyt, Kansas. So now we can't tell you. We're about 15 minutes away from tip-off tonight between Baldwin and Royal Valley. So let's take a look at the opponent here tonight, the Royal Valley Panthers. Just 3-13 is the record, and when you see that, you think, oh, a team that's really struggling. But when then you look maybe a little deeper at it, 7 of their 13 losses this year, Ryan, have been by single digits. So they've been in a lot of games, just have been on the wrong end of a lot of those. They have avenged some losses from earlier this season, including a victory over Perry Lecompton on Tuesday. That was a team they had lost to earlier this season. They come back, they win by 20 this time around. So there's a lot of signs that would suggest that this is a team, perhaps record-wise overall looks a little down, but they're certainly on the improving end of things. They're playing better basketball as this season goes on, and they've had a lot of games that even if just half of those 7 single-digit games, a couple of them by 1 point, a couple by just 3 points, even if just half of those go the other way, now you're looking at about a 6-9, 6-10 type team.
Yeah.
That looks just on paper a whole lot different, a whole lot better. So a team that you can't take lightly just because it shows 3-13 on the record.
Yeah, exactly. I'm with you on that, because you look at this on paper and you look at that 3-13 record, and you're afraid kind of as a coach that this might be a look after game. You kind of look past this onto the next one, but you definitely got to be ready for this, because you mentioned not only are they in a lot of games, they're not one of those teams that's getting just blown out in a lot of their games, but like you said, avenge some losses. And you look at some of these similar opponents that they've played, that Baldwin has also played, and it's been some pretty similar games, similar score lines. So I think we should be in for a pretty close game tonight. And if Baldwin can do all those little things that I talked about, they should definitely have a chance to win this game. But I think it's going to be a lot closer than maybe some people would think when they just look at the records on paper.
Yeah, a 10-win team against a 3-win team on paper would suggest that Baldwin should roll. But the other part of that is anytime you have a player that averages 18 points a game and can score at that type of a volume, that gives you a chance, because if she comes out, and that is Kennedy Bryan, number 3, who will be in the white jerseys, the home jerseys tonight for Royal Valley. So number 3 out there in white. She's averaging 18 points per game, and if you have that type of a scorer on your team, it gives you a chance on most nights, because if Baldwin doesn't figure out a way to contain her and get a hand up and defend her well and let her get hot, let her get going, especially on her home floor where she's comfortable playing, that she could be in for a big night, and therefore you could be in for some struggles if you're Baldwin.
Yeah, exactly. Baldwin, they got to be ready to not only maybe bring some double teams and definitely be able to help out in some drives and some post-ups on her, because unlike sometimes when teams try to take Carly Neufeld out of the game, Baldwin, they have some secondary scorers like Marin Frost and some different girls, Alyssa Reichert, that can do some things. I'm not sure about Royal Valley how much depth they're going to have scoring-wise, so as long as they can contain Kennedy Bryan and take her away, they got to be the main focus and then do a good job on the glass. They should have a pretty good shot tonight, I think.
Now, Baldwin with 6 players that average 6.5 points or more. For Royal Valley, they have the 2. Kennedy Bryan at 18 a game, Alyssa Latson at 9 a game. And then after that, it's down to around 4 and 5 point scores for the Panthers. But they're a team that offensively, again, they'll hold their own. They only average about 3 points less per game than Baldwin does. So they have been able to hold their own offensively in most games this year. It's defensively where Royal Valley has struggled a little bit more, averaging almost 52 points against them per game this year. Compare that to Baldwin, it's about 13 points more per game they're allowing this year. So, that 13 points per game, that's about a quarter's worth of scoring in a game. So that's where they kind of struggle at times, but we've seen Baldwin's offense go into some funks at times as well. So tonight should be a night, and hopefully is a night, that Baldwin can come out and take care of business. And they, as we mentioned in the last segment, coming off a night where their 3 top scorers all were in double figures, all had 15-plus a night. That's the type of game you want again here tonight, and a type of opportunity they should have again here tonight.
Yeah, and when I look at those averages that you mentioned, they got a high average and they're allowed a lot of points. I think tonight's probably going to be a pretty fast-paced game, and I don't think Baldwin's going to be too unhappy about that. I love when got girls like Reichert, they get that rebound and they push the pace and they get out and run and get some easy buckets tonight. I think that's going to be a big key to watch, is who can win that transition game and get back on defense and stop the other team from it.
So it's 10-6 Baldwin, 3-13 Royal Valley. That's our matchup coming up here. I would tell you about the series history between these two teams, but there is none. So that's short and brief. I shouldn't say there is none, but going back over the last about 16 years back, they have not played. So previous to that, who knows when the last time, if ever, that these two teams have played, but it is certainly not in recent memory. You got to go a long way back. So kind of starting at anew, it's another purple team. It's another Panthers, back-to-back outings against Panthers. They fared well against the Paola Panthers on Tuesday night, did Baldwin. We'll see if they can get the double dip in the sweep of Panther foe this week as they take on tonight the Royal Valley Panthers here in Hoyt, Kansas. We'll take a timeout, come back, and continue on here on our Baldwin State Bank pregame show, elongated pregame show tonight with our State Farm Insurance game plan. That's coming up next. Bulldogs on the road to take on the Royal Valley Panthers on Baldwin Sports Live.
Lamb Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home is honored to be your choice when the difficult time comes to plan a lasting tribute for your loved ones. There to guide you through the process from beginning to end with each family's unique traditions and beliefs in mind. Visit lamb-roberts.com to see all of the services offered, including their online pre-planning tool, or call 785-594-3644 to visit with the caring professionals at Baldwin City's only locally owned funeral service and cremation service provider, Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home.
With Heartland Plumbing, you get full-service plumbing from a real plumber, not a sales guy who's just there to fix a leak. Heartland Plumbing sets appointments they hold true to, not an inconvenient block of time they might be there. With a strong reputation and years of quality service, Heartland Plumbing has the tools and the people to get your plumbing job done on time the first time. Give them a call at 913-856-5846, serving every big town and small town around, residential and commercial. That's Heartland Plumbing, the plumber you can open your door to.
Up your lawn care game at Hers Inc. in Spring Hill. We have one of the area's largest and most diverse selections of lawnmowers, including top brands like Altos, Bobcat, Gravely, Dixie Chopper, and Red Max. Quality built machines for any size job. And when you get your mower at Hers, we offer full service and repairs covered by your warranty. From the backyard to the back 40, the all-star lineup of mowers at Hers will make you the captain of the lawn. See the full lineup at hersinc.net. Call 913-247-3530 or just stop on by.
Welcome back to the Baldwin State Bank pregame show. Still about 8 minutes away from tip-off here between Baldwin and Royal Valley as we get the elongated version tonight of the Baldwin State Bank pregame show with waiting for that JV game for the girls to get over since they were not playing it on the same floor tonight as the varsity game. But that's all done. Both teams out there getting their warm-ups in and getting set for this clash between the 10-6 Bulldogs and the 3-13 Panthers game. One of our doubleheader tonight. We'll have the boys game coming up after the conclusion of our girls' game. So with that, let's take a look at tonight's game plan. It's brought to you by State Farm Insurance Agent Cody Anno. Stop by, grab a cup of coffee, meet the team over at State Farm, and chat with Cody about your life, about everything that you've got going on and the things that mean the most to you. And with that, he'll be able to craft a game plan to help protect those things and those people that you value the most. So go chat with Cody Anno at State Farm Insurance at 208 Baker Street in Baldwin City. Give him a call at 785-594-0270 to set up a meeting or check it out online at codyismyagent.com. So we take a look at our game plan tonight. We've touched on a few of these things, but more specifically on the matchup with Bryan and Lansing, the top two scorers for the Panthers. To me, it's got to defend the three tonight. This is a team that likes to shoot the three, or I should say those are two girls that like to shoot the three. They've combined to take 115 threes through 16 games this year, and they shoot it at a pretty good clip. They average just under 5 makes per game between that pair at a 38% clip. So that's certainly good enough, Ryan, that if they don't make a decision to defend the three and make those three-point shots contested, don't give them the easy wide open looks, at that many attempts and at a near 40% clip, they can hurt you from out there.
Yeah, 100%. They're going to have to close out on those shooters and do a good job also boxing out and clearing the offensive glass or the defensive glass as well. I also think that defense, they're going to have to force some turnovers, get out and make it some easy offense. We've talked about it before a little bit in that last segment. You don't have to really worry about limiting your turnovers too much. If you turn the other team over, what did they do, 30 times what they did to Paola? So if they can play that good pressure defense, get some easy turnovers and get out in front of that defense and not let them set up, because sometimes that's where Baldwin can struggle when that defense sets up and they got to play in the half court. So I think turn that defense into some easy offense tonight and they should have a good opportunity.
Yep, Royal Valley averaging 19 turnovers per game this year. So again, they will turn the ball over a little bit. Baldwin, back-to-back games, they have forced 30-plus. They had 36 forced turnovers against Osawatomie, 30 forced turnovers against Paola. So Royal Valley, I'm sure on their game plan, it's take care of the stinking basketball because they can't afford for Baldwin to force that many. If Baldwin comes away and forces 30-plus turnovers again tonight, I really like their chances of a victory. I have a feeling Royal Valley is going to make a concerted effort to not turn it over that many times, but that's certainly going to be the goal. Lean on that defense, as Ryan said, to create some easy offense, defend the three. That's our game plan tonight for the Baldwin Bulldogs as they look to pick up their 11th win of the year. It's 13 straight seasons now that the Baldwin girls have hit the double-digit win mark. They secured that with the win against Paola, 13 straight 10-plus win seasons, but they are far from done. They are not satisfied with just 10. 4 to go here in the regular season, 3 of them on the road tonight. Next Friday at Ottawa, a team that they have a victory over already, an 8-point win at home. Then against Jeff West on the road, another team that they have a victory over when they defeated them on a neutral court at the Top Gun tournament in Wellsville, 55-28. So a couple of games against teams you've already defeated once, and then you get Bonner Springs in that big clash coming up to close out the regular season. Bonner Springs currently 14-2, ranked number 3 in Class 5A. So certainly going to be a big one there at the end of the year, but don't want to look too far ahead to that big-time matchup. Got to take care of business on the road tonight, next couple of weeks, and then you'll be in a prime position to perhaps have a nice matchup, perhaps a top 10 matchup going in that last one. So we'll see if they can get it done. There's our game plan brought to you by State Farm Insurance Codiano. The pregame show is brought to you by the Baldwin State Bank. Click online to baldwinstatebank.com. Call 785-594-6421 for personal service from people who care at the Baldwin State Bank. Your starting lineups and the opening tip-off coming up next here on Baldwin Sports Live.
When choosing a bank, wouldn't you prefer doing business with a local institution with years of commitment to our community? That's Baldwin State Bank. For more than 100 years, we've been providing products and services specifically tailored to our friends in Baldwin City. Whether it's a free checking account, savings for retirement, or your next loan, we'll be here. Because our roots are here. Baldwin State Bank, proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs. Come see us downtown or online at baldwinstatebank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. State Farm Insurance Agent Cody Anno is ready to be there for you every step of the way. From starting policies out to the day disaster strikes, Cody and his team are ready to help. Cody strives to be different, doing things the other people don't and other agencies won't, helping more people in more ways. That's Cody Anno State Farm. Call 785-594-0270 or stop by at 208 Baker Street for a cup of coffee and a free quote for your auto, home, or life insurance with Cody Anno, your local State Farm insurance agent in Baldwin City.
Hayden Outdoors Real Estate has proudly been serving the Midwest since 1976, covering 29 states and over $1.3 billion in annual sales. Chad and Penny Sheldon are some of the top producing brokers from Baldwin City, Kansas, selling farms, ranches, rural homes, and recreational real estate throughout Kansas. Their knowledge, passion, and expertise will help make your next real estate transaction an excellent experience. Contact Chad or Penny today by phone at 785-821-2666 or by email at shad@haydenoutdoors.com.
Welcome back here to Hoyt, Kansas, Royal Valley High School. And waiting to see if we're get a national anthem here or this is going on down there. But all right, well, let's get into the starting lineups here tonight as the Bulldogs and the Panthers get set for this contest tonight. There's your starting lineups. They are brought to you by the Lumberyard Arts Center. Marin Frost, Carly Neufeld, Emma Kate Lang, Alyssa Reichert, and Bailey Smith. The starting 5 for the Bulldogs. Neufeld at just under 14 points per game, leading the way there. Reichert, 6 rebounds a game, leads the Bulldogs. Bailey Smith's 2 assists per game leads the Bulldogs. And Frost, third of the team at 8 points a game. Emma Kate Lang, second of the team at 4 rebounds per game. So getting contributions really across the board. Somebody in that starting 5, every one of them is top 2 in something statistically for the Bulldogs this year. For Royal Valley, their top scorer is Kennedy Bryan, a 5'10 senior. She averages 18 points per game. It looks like that Avery Stidham is actually starting tonight for the Panthers, also number 1. So she's not on that list there, but it'll be Stidham in that starting lineup along with Bryan. Alyssa Latson, another one of their starters, is their second leading scorer at 9 points per game. And then I'm not sure whether it'll be Klotz or
Klotz and Morgan Davis
are the other two. So it's
yeah.
Broadus who is not in the starting lineup that I have listed for you there on the screen. But those are your lineups. The Panthers are coached by David Boucher and assisted by Joshua Jackson and Laura Golden. The Bulldogs coached by Eric Toot, assisted by Kara Lee and Chad Scobie. There's your lineups, and here's your Lumberyard Arts Center lineup. The chocolate auction's coming up tomorrow, so if you haven't got that ticket yet, do so at lumberyardartscenter.org. It's just $10 for that chocolate auction for the Youth Scholarship Program, and learn more about all the other opportunities coming up at lumberyardartscenter.org. Time for tonight's opening tip-off. That is brought to you by the Baldwin City Recreation Commission. And they currently have soccer registration going on, so don't wait. You got a week left, it looks like, to get that soccer registration done February 17th for kindergartners through 8th graders. They've also got the micro soccer registration going on right now. That goes on a little bit longer. That's for the little ones, 2 to 4 years old, to learn the basic skills of the game. So get signed up now at baldwinrec.org or stop by the office downtown at 705 High Street. Purple versus purple, but it'll be Baldwin in the road purple jerseys tonight, and the home whites for Royal Valley as we get set for the tip here. Baldwin 10-6, Royal Valley 3-13. The Panthers coming off a 20-point win over Perry Lecompton in their game on Tuesday night. The Bulldogs an 18-point win over Paola on the road. Second straight win now for Baldwin, both in relative easy fashion. Here's the opening tip, and it is controlled by Royal Valley. So Brian has it here, and again, she's the one to watch for Royal Valley. 18 points per game, 38% shooter from downtown. Ladson, number 4, is in the corner with the ball now. She's their other top scorer at 9 points per game and also shoots very effectively from the outside. And it's Ladson who gets the 15-foot pull-up on the elbow to start the scoring for the night. Baldwin on this end of the floor is where they hope to take advantage of a defense that's giving up just under 52 points per game this year for Royal Valley. But instead, Baldwin starts the night with, never mind. They said that was deflected. Okay, I thought that ball was just thrown into the backcourt by Lang, but a break there perhaps for Baldwin. See if they can take advantage of it now. They will back into Lang. Got Davis to jump, did not get the shot up, though, to draw that foul. Now poked out of the hands of Smith. And a 3-second violation is called on Baldwin. So when it's all said and done, the Bulldogs do end up turning it over. A little bit of a disjointed opening possession there for Baldwin.
Yeah, I think everybody in the gym, including Alyssa Riker, thought the same as you did, that ball wasn't tipped and it was going to be a backcourt violation, but ended up turning it over anyway, like you said.
And now this is what Baldwin wants to do a lot of tonight. That's forced turnovers on this side. And there is the first of the game for Royal Valley, who turns it over 19 times a game. They're going to likely need to be under that number tonight if they're to pull off the victory. Baldwin has forced 30-plus turnovers in each of the last 2 games. Reichert gets her first bucket of the night. So coming off of a nice game at Paola, 16 points and 6 rebounds in that one for Alyssa. All 3 of the Bulldogs' top scorers, Reichert, Neufeld, that's Carly Neufeld, and Marin Frost, were all over 15 points in the win against Paola. First time probably this year. I'd have to go back and look. I didn't make that note, but maybe in the first time this year where all of them have been up at 15 or more. Neufeld gets it blocked by Klotz. Davis brings it back the other way, gives it to Bryan now, and you have to get a look up from Kennedy Bryan, their top scorer. Backdoor cut to Stitham underneath. Carly Neufeld a chance to run the other way for Baldwin. And fumbled out of bounds.
Yeah, just kind of a sloppy start from both teams, really, to this game. First couple minutes here. Baldwin's going to want to keep that full court pressure going, though. They've been speeding up Royal Valley a little bit so far. Not sure what the stoppage was there.
Yeah, I don't know. He looked like the official was asking Marin Frost something. I don't know whether Marin asked for time to, I'm not sure, but doesn't really matter now. Here we go. There's Bryan, 3-point up. Davis with an offensive rebound. One of the things you talked about, Ryan, limiting those second chance opportunities. That's plagued Baldwin at times this year. They've gotten better at it as Stitham fires up a 3. And it's another offensive rebound this time to Ladson.
Yeah, you mentioned how many threes they like to put up. That means there's going to be a lot of long rebound opportunities. So it's not just the girls down low. Everybody's got to find a body and box out.
They've already taken 2 threes on this possession. Missed them both, but a couple of offensive rebounds has kept the possession alive. Now a foul line jumper by Davis. And Reichert able to clear it this time.
Yeah, good, strong rebound there by Alyssa.
So Baldwin dodges the bullet of a couple of offensive rebounds allowed. Now let's see if they can get the offense in a little bit of a rhythm. A couple of turnovers already. Frost takes it off the dribble. Davis gets the block, laying on the putback try, no good. Davis clears.
A lot of contact down there. I thought that'd be a physical game here if they start calling it like that.
Bryan catch and shoot three. Offensive rebound to Stitham. Blocked by Frost with some contact there as well. So you're right, Ryan. The early returns would suggest that this is a game you better be ready to get physical.
Yeah, I mean, which is fine as long as they stay consistent, like you said, on both ends there. That's
and a little bit of a bump only on that time, and it's a foul called on Klotz. Her first, and that's the game's first foul. It's called on the floor, and now another
some confusion about the possession arrow.
Maybe that's what the official was pointing at earlier when they had that stoppage. They were trying to.
So I believe Baldwin got the tip, right? So
no, Royal Valley got the opening tip.
Okay.
Yeah, the officials are confused, I think, about which direction we went. But Royal Valley had the opening tip. They went down and scored in the opening possession of the game. They got the bucket from Ladson.
Go down and let them know that, Bryce.
Tell them to pull up the replay on Baldwin Sports Live,
right.
and we'll run it back and show you. But
I can get it on my phone real quick if they want me to pull it up. I don't really have the instant replay capabilities yet, but that would be nice.
Well, let's give credit to the table crew. They had it right down at the table. So, all right, here we go. Tied up at 2. Both teams still trying to find their way offensively. Neufeld banks in a 3 from straight away.
Take that.
That's right. Doesn't matter how they go in as long as they do go in. Chloe Neufeld, by the way, in the game now for Baldwin. She has come in for Frost. Carly Toot as well as checked in, replacing Emma Kate Lang. Carly has gone 6 of 13 from beyond the arc last couple of games, so she's back in one of her hot stretches. And trying to sit. Oh, that's interesting there. I guess Carly was on the. Looked like she had saved that ball before her body went out of bounds, but must have stepped on that end line, so it's a Baldwin turnover. Full court pressure from Baldwin as we expected to see tonight. But so far, Royal Valley's only turned it over the one time. Ladson, foot inside that three-point arc, misses. And a foul on the rebound. It's going against Royal Valley.
Does a really nice job of Riker that time boxing out and getting really good position. Made the girl go over her back. That was a good call.
Yeah, Klotz is surprised that the foul was on her. She thought that she was the one who had gotten fouled, not committed a foul, but that's her second. So she'll head to the bench. In comes Myshayla Tai. 5'5" senior, averages 4 points a game off the bench. 5-2, Baldwin on top. Low-scoring start to this contest. Neufeld already with 1-3. Looking to attack this time. Count the basket, and it's a blocking foul. So a three-point opportunity, a conventional way here for Neufeld.
I love when she's that aggressive early in the games here. Nice, hard, right-handed drive. The defender never really got set and was moving the whole way. That was a good call.
75% free throw shooter is at the line and misses it, but Riker with an offensive board. And then a jump ball is called. We'll stay with Baldwin. Emma Kate Lang returns for Baldwin. In for Toot. 5-point Baldwin lead. 7-0 run here for the Bulldogs after that opening possession bucket for Royal Valley. Good job, Lang, just pinning the defense there on that inbound play. Gives Riker a wide open bucket.
Yeah, that was perfectly designed there. That's nice play on the baseline inbounds. We've seen both the boys and the girls have some really nice baseline inbounds plays.
9-0 run now for Baldwin. Stitham, nice bounce over to Davis to end that 9-0 Baldwin run. Bulldogs with buckets the last couple of times down, starting to get their rhythm on this end. And as I say that, Neufeld is called for a travel. Frost and Toot back in for the Bulldogs. And Reichert and Neufeld will take a seat. So far, Bryan scoreless for Royal Valley, only has had the 2 field goal attempts. Here she is in the corner, fouled by Smith. First on Bailey, and the first team foul charge to Baldwin in this first quarter. Smith gives up some height, gives up about 7 inches in the matchup with Bryan, but as we've seen all year, Ryan, she's just a pesky defender who will stay right in your pocket all game long. So making the decision to put Smith on their best shooter, give up some of that height, and try to go with just that constant pressure to contain Bryan tonight.
Yeah, I mean, she's got that role that you're going to put her on the other team's best player.
And there is Bryan with that 3. Well, that's again, having that 7-inch disadvantage. A little harder to contest the shots, but so far she's done a good job, and that's the first bucket for Bryan. Offensive rebound by Chloe Neufeld. Bounces it into Emma Kate Lang. Back out to Chloe. And she gets hit on the arm by Ty. And that is 4 team fouls on the Panthers. Carly Neufeld will check back in for Baldwin. And Chloe off to kind of another one of her typical starts here where she doesn't jump off the stats at you with much that she does out there, but she's now had, Ryan, 4+ something. Points, rebounds, assists, steals, 4+ of something in 14 of 16 games this year for the freshman. She's got a couple assists and a couple of rebounds already in this one, and there's a bucket for Emma Kate Lang.
Yeah, nice. What a strong play that was from Emma Kate Lang. Nice power dribble, got herself in a little better position. Her touch over the course of this year has been improving every game around the bucket. And chance for an and 1 here.
Averaging 8.5 points per game over her last 8. Over the first 8 this year, she averaged just 4.5 points per game. So she has doubled her scoring output in the second half of the season as compared to the first. Reichert in for Baldwin, who again misses a free throw, but they had an offensive rebound off of their first miss, and this time a team offensive board here. Frost in the corner.
Toot checked out there, but it was really good hustle that time to battle for that offensive rebound off the missed free throw and give Baldwin another possession.
And they take advantage of it. Reichert with another bucket, 13-7. .90 seconds left in the opening quarter. Ty missed the 3. Lang with the rebound. Needs somebody to get the outlet to. Gets it up to Reichert, who has Neufeld on the backside. And another travel, so they've got their eyes on that apparently now. And Carly's a little bit flabbergasted on the call, but that's twice now they've called her for a travel on that initial move. Bryan with a good cut after that initial pass, but runs over the defender, Alyssa Reichert, who draws the charge.
Yeah, just great anticipation from Alyssa that time. She kind of saw where that play was going to end up and was brave enough to step in front of it and take a good charge.
Reichert off to a great start tonight. 6 points, 3 rebounds, draws the charge there. First quarter that has the Bulldogs up by 6. Final minute of the quarter. Lang. Out to Neufeld, deep 3. And that will carry him over the backboard, out of bounds to Royal Valley. Samantha Klotz back in. She has 2 fouls in this first quarter. Just 2 turnovers for Royal Valley to this point. Backdoor cut, Stitham. Bounces into the middle for Davis. We've seen that a couple of times now. Stitham to Davis on that drive and bounce into the middle of the paint.
Yeah, Davis does a really nice job moving without the ball, just kind of floating into those open areas. And Stitham's doing a really nice job with those bounce passes, finding her.
4 points, 3 rebounds already for Davis. Baldwin holding for the final shot here under 15 seconds now left in the quarter. Baldwin on top, 13-9. And an offensive foul called on Neufeld. Her first, team's third. She'll come out, Bailey Smith in. Bryan back in for Davis for Royal Valley. Now 9 seconds left. Latson cutting to the basket. Lays it in with the left hand. Chloe does not get it off in time. So at the end of one, it's a tight one, 13-11. Baldwin by 2 here on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors.
At Baldwin State Bank, we love being part of the community we serve. Our roots run deep in Baldwin City, and our commitment runs deeper. Whether it's that dream house you can't wait to call home, or the trust of your personal finances, both present and future, we're here to serve you, our customers, our neighbors. Baldwin State Bank, proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs for more than 100 years and counting. Come see us downtown or online at baldwinstatebank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Up your lawn care game at Hers Inc. in Spring Hill. We have one of the area's largest and most diverse selections of lawnmowers, including top brands like Altos, Bobcat, Gravely, Dixie Chopper, and Red Max. Quality built machines for any size job. And when you get your mower at Hers, we offer full service and repairs covered by your warranty. From the backyard to the back 40, the all-star lineup of mowers at Hers will make you the captain of the lawn. See the full lineup at hersinc.net. Call 913-247-3530 or just stop on by.
13-11 ball game as we go to the second quarter. Baldwin on top, but Royal Valley sticking with them here, and a lot of it due to the fact that the Panthers taking care of the ball, just 2 turnovers. Meanwhile, Baldwin turned it over 6 times in that first quarter. Had a lead by as many as 7 at one point, but just 2 as we start the second quarter. Royal Valley with the ball. Ty in some trouble. And a jump ball. Baldwin will take over. Reichard, Lang, Smith, Froston, Neufeld with the Bulldogs. Ty, Bryan, Stidham, Ty, Bryan, Latson, Stidham, and Klotz, rather, the 5 for Royal Valley. Neufeld with 5, gives it to Lang, who has a bucket early as well. Reichard with 6 points leading the way right now for Baldwin. Floater by Neufeld misses. Bryan the rebound. Kennedy Bryan averages 18 a game, had just 3 in that first quarter. Now gets the ball knocked away from her by Smith in the backcourt, and a timeout taken by Royal Valley. So there's that defense by Bailey Smith, the one-person presser, and it forces Royal Valley to burn a timeout here with 7:08 to go in the first half.
I mean, that's just so much fun to watch her play defense. Honestly, that's worth the price of admission right there. Just diving on the floor all over the place, frustrating the heck out of the other team's point guard every single game, every night. She puts a shift in every night. I love it.
Bulldog basketball is presented by Hayden Outdoors, the brand that sells the land. Shad and Penny Sheldon, natives of Goodland, Kansas, now here in the Baldwin City area, your brokers for the past 10 years, experts in selling rural homes, farms, ranches, and recreational real estate. Built several successful businesses. They manage their own farm and hunting lodge, and they want to help you with their expertise to find your next dream property or family legacy. Call them today at 785-821-2666 or visit HaydenOutdoors.com to learn more. Full court pressure now from the entire team for Baldwin. Latson brings it up against Neufeld. Frost kind of just looking in to try and run and jumper. Now Ty, right wing 3. Bryan with the offensive board, and she's fouled.
That's going to be Carly's second. That's a cheapie. It's ones you hate to pick up.
4th team foul. Carly will stay in the game for the moment. Morgan Davis checks in for Royal Valley. And one of the officials, the same one who was at the table with a question earlier about the possession, or back over there questioning something else. Is he questioning the possession arrow again? Because it's right again.
Yeah.
We already had one jump ball. I think he was, because now he just said that's two. I think he's realized he's made two mistakes on the possession arrow.
Extremely paranoid about that possession arrow. It's on his mind tonight.
You can never be too sure, I guess. Latson knocks down a three from the corner, and Royal Valley back on top.
Yeah, you can see, obviously, we talked about it. Royal Valley, they're a lot better than that 3-13 record.
Frost airballs the three to try and answer and tie the rebound. Well, and this is the dangerous part if you're Baldwin as well. You start giving them some confidence, knocking down a couple of threes now, and you certainly don't want those two to get going. Latson and Bryan, number 3 and number 4. Those are the top two scorers for them, and they've each now knocked down a three. Latson already with 7. She has it here. And Davis has contributed nicely as well with a couple of buckets. Bryan another three, and it swishes in. 10-0 run for Royal Valley going back to the first quarter.
Hey, you got to give them a lot of credit. The Panthers aren't really turning the ball over. They're taking care of the ball, and really that's their game plan coming in, like you said.
Just 3 turnovers so far, and Baldwin has not been able to, as we talked about in our game plan, use that defense, turning it into offense. There's an offensive rebound. It sets up another 3 attempt from Bryan. Long rebound to Neufeld, a chance to run for the Bulldogs. Carly is fouled on the floor by Ty. No basket. Second foul on Ty, but it's perhaps a worthy second foul for one of their reserves. Even though it's her second, it takes a layup away from Neufeld. Will make Carly earn them at the free throw line, as that is the 7th team foul. So a 1-on-1 bonus here for Carly Neufeld.
Yeah, that right there is much better, though. Good defense on the ball and getting able to get a run out there, get out in transition.
Neufeld knocks down the front end.
It's also from the free throw line, Baldwin's been improving a lot this year. Started out the year just pretty ugly, but been getting a lot better all, top to bottom, really.
60% overall as a team now. Neufeld has the top mark at 75%. She'll check out after a couple of free throws. Those free throws end a 10-0 run by Royal Valley. Chloe Neufeld back in along with Carly Toot as Lang exits along with Carly Neufeld, but Baldwin down by 2.
Ooh, could have been a travel there.
Inside, Davis, good catch. Can't finish it though. Toot the rebound. Reichert eyes up, looking to attack. Didn't have it. Kicks it out to Chloe Neufeld, who blows by the defender, and a nice aggressive move there by Chloe Neufeld ties this game up at 17. Stepping on the baseline is Klotz to turn it over.
Yeah, I think this is, sorry, Bryce, this is the pace of the game that Baldwin really wants to play at. It's starting to get up and down a little bit more, and this is how they're going to start forcing more of those turnovers, speed them up a little bit.
Carly Neufeld back in. Yeah, you stole the words out of my mouth. What I was going to say is after that slow kind of start to this game, both teams trying to find their way early. Definitely has picked up here. And good pace going to the game right now. We're tied at 17. Frost steps into a 15-footer, rattles out. Reichert there for the offensive board, but missed the putback. Davis comes away with it, then she's fouled in the backcourt by Toot.
Really nice activity, though, by Reichert to get in there, get good positioning, and rebound kind of fell right into her lap. Just couldn't convert the second chance opportunity.
Foul is the second on Carly Toot. Neufeld back out. Bailey Smith in. Again, Neufeld has 2 as well, so you see Eric Toot subbing offense for defense right now with Neufeld to try and protect her a little bit, but keep her out there for some of the offensive possessions in a tie game here. Davis, good post up, had Toot pinned up on the top side, gives her a nice window with 6 points now for Davis. Drive by Reichert, can't finish it. Ladson clears. Out to Bryan. Deflected, Neufeld comes up with it. Knocked out of her hands, and Baldwin thought that Ladson may have committed a foul there, and instead it's just knocked out by Ladson, so Baldwin will have to execute in the half court here, down by 2 with 4:06 to play in the half. Something had come out onto the floor from the students there, so a little bit of a delay out of your screen there, but now we're ready to go. Frost still looking to get going tonight. Latson the rebound, and here she comes. 7 points right now, top scorer in this game for Royal Valley. Davis now, missed it. I was going to say now takes that honor, but missed it from tight. Laying the rebound and then thrown out of bounds, or was it tipped? They say it was tipped. Royal Valley doesn't agree, but Baldwin will get it. That'll allow Eric Toot to bring Carly Neufeld back in. Baldwin led by 7 in the first quarter at 9-2 before Royal Valley closed it to 2 to end the quarter, and they extended that late first quarter run into a 10-0 run into the second quarter to retake the lead. Now we're tied. We're tied at 17. Now a 2-point lead for Royal Valley and a Baldwin turnover on the Lang travel. That'll bring Frost back in for Neufeld. Only 4 Royal Valley turnovers. They have not fallen victim to this Baldwin press so far. That ball deflected but out of bounds. Another deflection by Smith. Stitham on a catch and shoot knocks down a 3. 4th triple hit in this first half by Royal Valley. They make over 5 per game. They're beyond that pace right now. And that was the one real stat coming in I thought that may be of an issue for Baldwin if they let him get hot from the outside. Count it for Frost, her first bucket of the game, and she'll earn a trip to the line.
It was a nice job off the ball there by Lang to kind of shield off Davis and not let her come over and help out and rotate over.
And a key foul. It's on Kennedy Bryan, her 3rd. So the 18 points per game score for Royal Valley. Kennedy Bryan, who's hit 2 threes in this first half, now saddled with a 3rd foul in this first half. 3-point play completed by Frost. It's 22-20 with just under 3 to go in the first half. Baldwin on the trailing end, but now with Bryan in foul trouble. Of course, Neufeld in some foul trouble as well. The Bulldogs leading scorer, and there's Bailey Smith knocking the ball free again. And a foul on Latson after the turnover. So credit Smith with a steal, and she'll go to the free throw line for a 1-and-1. Now you hear the assist to turnover ratio talked about a lot with players, and Smith has the highest assist to turnover ratio on this team, but the other one that I like is the steals to turnover ratio. So basically, in other words, how many times are you forcing turnovers against your individually creating turnovers? And she has the highest number of that on the team as well, over 1.5 to 1. So she leads the team in both assist to turnover and steal to turnover. Missed the free throw though, and it's a one-and-done trip. Good strong rebound by Lang. And she's fouled in the backcourt by Latson, who just picked up her 2nd. You mentioned Cheapy foul earlier on Neufeld when she got her 2nd. Now there's one, and Latson would love to have back as she picks up her 2nd on a foul 80 feet from the basket.
And not about a minute-plus stretch there that head coach David Boucher is going to be happy about for Royal Valley.
His top scorer on the bench with 3, and now his 2nd leading scorer still out there, but with 2.
Yeah, Lang especially. I was talking earlier about Baldwin improving from the free throw line. She's been doing a really nice job lately.
And she ties the game up at 22 all. 4 points, already 5 rebounds for Emma Kate in this game. Hand check on Smith. That was the Bulldogs' final foul to give. It's the 2nd on Bailey. And that will bring her out of the contest. In comes Samantha Scraper, 5'5" junior.
Samantha Scraper in for the Bulldogs.
And Riker that time anticipating the entry pass to Davis, steals it for Baldwin. Pulls up, missed it, Latson rebounds.
It was a nice job working coast to coast that time. I thought she might have got fouled. I think she thought the same.
Tie for 3. Frost knocked out by Royal Valley. Neufeld back in for Baldwin. Tie game here with 1:51 to play in the half. Bulldog basketball brought to you in part by the Bullpen in downtown Baldwin City. Also by the Nook at 703 8th Street, where they want to invite you out to the big game brunch coming up this weekend on Sunday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Come out and join the folks at the Nook for a little brunch before the big afternoon and evening. Neufeld lining up a 3 and connects. Double digits in this first half for Neufeld. Trying to play through some foul trouble. Hard to stay in a rhythm when you're coming in and out as she has been. But she is now up to 10 points, knocking down her second 3, and it's a 3-point Bulldog lead. Baldwin basketball also brought to you in part by Rice Precision Manufacturing. Right there in Baldwin City, a family-owned company, fast-growing and always looking to add to their team. Go to riceprecision.com to learn more about the current openings. Actively looking to fill positions for skilled CNC machinists and CNC operators. Excellent pay, competitive benefits, climate control work environment. Looking to riceprecision.com to start your next career. So with 1:28 left to go in the half. A big final 90 seconds here, Ryan, for the Bulldogs to try and close this half out after Royal Valley has certainly shown they're going to play with them tonight. On an 8-0 run right now for the Bulldogs. See if they can extend this into the half.
Yeah, like you said, a big minute and a half here. Ooh, almost got a cheap little turnover out of the timeout, but got to finish this half strong. Like you said, Royal Valley, they've come out and shown that they're going to be able to stick with you here, and offensively they're more than a competent team.
They've taken care of the ball well in this first half. The only thing right now of concern maybe, and as I say that, they turn it over, which they have now turned it over 5 times in this quarter after just turning it over twice in the opening quarter. But maybe the biggest concern right now for Royal Valley is the foul trouble with their top 2 players both in foul troubles. Their top scorer with 3 already. So if Baldwin can make the run while they've got them in foul trouble, and instead now Baldwin commits their 8th turnover. Scraper back in for Baldwin. Kennedy Bryan will come back in for Royal Valley, so perhaps the Panthers showing their hand a little bit here and hoping to milk the final 67 seconds off the clock. I can't imagine they would want to have to go back onto defense with Bryan in the game with 3 fouls. This is Bryan.
1 minute.
Throws it up top to Stidham and around to Latson. Lob underneath to Davis.
Once again, really nice help defense there from Reichert coming over and helping out on Davis.
Bryan thought she got hit on that shot attempt. It did end up woefully short, so either she got hit or the ball maybe have got hit, but either way, it's just ruled out of bounds over to Baldwin. So if you're the Bulldogs now, Bryan's out there with 3. Whatever you got to do, I'd go right at her here. Even though you may, in theory, want to try to hold out for the final shot, I think I'd take my chances and try to tag a 4th foul on her. Doesn't look like they're going to do that, though. And especially when she's guarding Reichert. I'd get the ball to Reichert right now and say, clear it out, let her drive. They will not put her in that spot or go down and post her up. Something to make Bryan defend right now. She's out there with 3 fouls. If you could tag a 4th foul on their 18-point per game score in the first half, that'd be huge. Instead, it's a 3 out of the corner from Neufeld, and that's big as well. Carly with 13 now. Bryan on the run, has 3 seconds. Doesn't get the roll, and we've reached the half. The Bulldogs close the first half on an 11-0 run, and Baldwin leads by 6 at the break. The Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show is coming up next.
Kelly Neufeld and his team at Farm Bureau Financial Services are there to help you protect what matters most in your life. From insurance plans customized to fit everything you need covered to comprehensive financial planning to help you achieve your goals both present and future. Kelly works uniquely with you face to face to gain confidence in your financial well-being. Call 785-594-1055 to set up a meeting with Kelly Neufeld at Farm Bureau Financial Services in Baldwin City. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home is honored to be your choice when the difficult time comes to plan a lasting tribute for your loved ones. There to guide you through the process from beginning to end with each family's unique traditions and beliefs in mind. Visit lamb-roberts.com to see all of the services offered, including their online pre-planning tool, or call 785-594-3644 to visit with the caring professionals at Baldwin City's only locally owned funeral service and cremation service provider, Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home.
Dr. Philip Harvey at Oral Surgery Kansas is a proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs. Dr. Harvey and his staff wish all of the Bulldogs the best of luck this year as you continue to make Baldwin City proud. Oral Surgery Kansas provides personalized, gentle, comprehensive patient care for a wide range of oral surgery procedures. To learn more, visit oralsurgerykansas.com or call 785-843-5490. Oral Surgery Kansas, cheering on the Baldwin Bulldogs.
Welcome into the Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show. Halfway through tonight in Hoyt, tonight at Royal Valley High School. 28-22, good ball game between the Bulldogs and the Royal Valley Panthers. It was a game of runs, and they say basketball is a game of runs, but this certainly fit the bill. Baldwin in that first half had a 7-0 run and an 11-0 run. Royal Valley had a 10-0 run and a 7-0 run. So both teams put together their moments, and in the end, though, it was Baldwin that closed out the half on the run, an 11-0 run to finish that first half for Baldwin. 3 ties, 3 lead changes, and a 6-point lead at the break. Farm Bureau is our halftime sponsor. Kelly Neufeld is there to help you protect what matters most. Farm Bureau Financial Services. Call 785-594-1055 to set up a meeting. See how Kelly and his team can help you achieve your financial goals, both present and future. And took a little bit to get this game going, Ryan, but then the pace picked up. Both teams played pretty well. We got a pretty good ball game as we thought we made tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we kind of thought coming in. You got to give Royal Valley a lot of credit. They're showing that they're going to stay in this game, and offensively they've played a pretty clean game. Like we mentioned, hadn't turned it over too many times. They notched it up a little bit in that second quarter, did Baldwin defensively with the intensity. But for me, I just loved the pace of that game and how it picked up in that second quarter. Baldwin, they're really going to like that if that continues. And also just a really nice job moving the ball around on offense. Hit a couple threes, that late 3 there right before the half. That was a huge one to go up by 6 points here at halftime. But also on the glass, I thought they did a really nice job in the first half. Not too many offensive rebound opportunities. And Davis, she's a pretty big presence in there, and she's had a pretty good half for Royal Valley too. But Emma K. Lang doing a nice job. Reichert as well coming over, helping out on the inside there.
Yeah, Lang leads all players in this game with 5 first-half rebounds. Reichert right behind her with 4, which is the number that Davis has as well. Ryan mentioned there for Royal Valley. And Neufeld scored the last 6 points of that half on a pair of threes. Game was tied at 22, and 2 Carly Neufeld threes took the Bulldogs home to close out that half. She has 13, and when she scores well, obviously this team does well, as any team would with their leading scorer. And tonight she seems to be in rhythm. She has the last couple of games now, 6 of 13, the last 2 games from Beyond the Arc coming into tonight. Another 3 knocked down in that first half of this one.
Yeah, I don't think it's a coincidence either that early on in that first quarter she was really aggressive, kind of attacking the bucket, and she got that and one opportunity there early in the first quarter there. And I think that when she does that and stays aggressive, and that really gets her going and gets that outside shot going. And so, yeah, pretty good first half from Carly. Hopefully she can get it going, and Baldwin can get a win tonight.
If there's a concern right now for Royal Valley, it has to be the foul troubles. Their top scorer, Kennedy Bryan, 3 fouls. Their second leading scorer, Alyssa Latson, 2 fouls. And I should mention as well, Carly Neufeld with 2 fouls, the Bulldogs' top scorer. So both teams right now, they're heavy hitters when it comes to the offense. All of them right now kind of looking at some foul troubles. So we'll see how this second half plays out. But if you're Royal Valley right now, you can very much say your chances diminish the more time that Bryan has to spend on the bench. And it's probably no coincidence that 11-0 run that Baldwin went on, that coincided with Bryan having to spend a lot of that time on the bench.
Right, and that's the thing is some people might say, why was she out there, late in the second quarter? Because she's got those 3 fouls. You might pick up that fourth, but really this is just not the same team without Bryan and Latson out there on offense. And like you said, they went on that 11-0 run when they were on the bench. So that's, if they can get that 4th foul on Bryan, that would be huge, and get her on the bench. And I think Baldwin might have a shot at going on another one of those big runs.
Well, let's take a look at the numbers. We'll do that right after this word from Farm Bureau.
Kelly Neufeld and his team at Farm Bureau Financial Services are there to help you protect what matters most in your life. From insurance plans customized to fit everything you need covered, to comprehensive financial planning to help you achieve your goals both present and future. Kelly works uniquely with you face to face to gain confidence in your financial well-being. Call 785-594-1055 to set up a meeting with Kelly Neufeld at Farm Bureau Financial Services in Baldwin City. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Time to check the numbers, brought to you by New Frontier Tax and Business Services here on the Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show. Timely, accurate, and reliable services at an affordable cost to help your business grow and succeed at newfrontiertbs.com. Royal Valley with 7 points from Alyssa Latson leading the way. Kennedy Bryan and Morgan Davis each with 6. Avery Stitham with 3, and that rounds out the Panther scoring. The 4 rebounds by Davis leading the way, and 2 assists by Avery Stitham is their top mark there. The Panthers did not get to the free throw line. They didn't take a single free throw attempt in that first half. Knocked down 4 threes, turned it over 7 times. And again, maybe the biggest stat, though, is 3, and that's personal fouls on their top scorer on the year, their top scorer anyway, Kennedy Bryan. For Baldwin, leading the way was Carly Neufeld with 13, 5 in the first quarter, 8 more in the second quarter. So a good start tonight for Neufeld. 6th straight game in double figures for Carly. 13th time in 17 games this year she has hit double figures. Alyssa Reichard with 6, Emma Kate Lang with 4, Marin Frost with 3, and Chloe Neufeld with 2 to round out the Bulldogs scoring. Reichard with 4 boards, but it's Lang with 5 to lead all players there. And the assist number right now led by Chloe Neufeld with 2 for the Bulldogs. They turned it over 8 times and went 5 of 8 at the free throw line, knocking down 3 3-pointers, all of them from Carly Neufeld. So those are your first half numbers, brought to you by New Frontier Tax and Business Services. 3 ties, 3 lead changes overall in that first half. Baldwin led by as many as 7 in the first quarter. We're up 2 at the end of the first quarter. Royal Valley led by as many as 5 in the second quarter before a Baldwin 11-0 run. It was 22-17 Royal Valley, and they did not score again over the final 3:16 of the first half. Baldwin going on an 11-0 run over that final 3 minutes to now have a 6-point lead at the break, when Baldwin is perfect this year, 10-0 with a halftime lead. They'll look to run that to a perfect 11-0 mark with 16 minutes to go. 28-22, Baldwin on top of Royal Valley. You've been watching the Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show. Give Kelly Neufeld a call at 785-594-1055 to see how he and his Farm Bureau team can help support you in your financial future, just like they support the Baldwin Bulldogs. That's Farm Bureau Financial Services in Baldwin City. It's your future. Let's protect it.
With Heartland Plumbing, you get full-service plumbing from a real plumber, not a sales guy who's just there to fix a leak. Heartland Plumbing sets appointments they hold true to, not an inconvenient block of time they might be there. With a strong reputation and years of quality service, Heartland Plumbing has the tools and the people to get your plumbing job done on time the first time. Give them a call at 913-856-5846. Serving every big town and small town around, residential and commercial. That's Heartland Plumbing, the plumber you can open your door to.
For unbeatable service from a company you can trust, there's only one choice. Clint Davis and the One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning team have the expertise you need when it comes to the comfort of your family. Not only will they get the job done right, but they'll explain the preventative maintenance needed to avoid those costly emergency repairs. To schedule a free quote, call 785-393-9329 and join the Preferred Maintenance Club for special discounts. One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning, the one and only choice for the comfort of your family.
Start of the second half here from Royal Valley High School tonight in Hoyt. 28-22, Baldwin on top. And Royal Valley will get the basketball to start this second half. Ladson will inbound along with Bryan, Stitham, Davis, and Klotz. Baldwin with their starting 5 out there. Lang, Frost, Smith, Reichert, and Neufeld. Kennedy Bryan with the ball. 6 first-half points, but 3 first-half fouls as well. Guarded by Smith, as she was the majority of that first half. This ball knocked to the bounds by Baldwin.
That's good activity once again down there from Lang. Mentioned at halftime, her and Reichert doing a really nice job down low on Davis, helping each other out and clearing the glass as well.
Ladson on the dribble handoff, trying to lob it into Davis. And it's out of her reach. So after turning it over just twice in the opening quarter, now in the last basically 1 quarter, we're just 22 seconds now into the third, they have given it away 6 times. Carly with the ball here. She was the hot hand, especially late in that first half. Knocked down a pair of threes in the final 90 seconds of the first half to give the Bulldogs the lead in what was a tie game prior to it. Reichert spinning inside, unable to finish. Cleared by Bryan for Royal Valley. Stitham from the corner. Backside board to Klotz. Up top, Bryan, open look. And get away with one there. An open 3 by Bryan, but unable to finish. Frost back the other way for Baldwin. I'd love to still see Baldwin let Reichert post up, get down underneath, and make Bryan defender inside with the fouls. But back it comes. Ladson with it for Royal Valley. Bryan tripped. A foul on Smith will be Bailey's 3rd. Looks like Bailey will come out of the game and Chloe Neufeld will come in for her. So now Chloe gets the responsibility of trying to defend Bryan. Again, giving up size, but what Smith and Neufeld may lack in size of the matchup, they bring it with the energy. Ladson trying to break free of Neufeld, cannot though, and now Stitham. Kick out to Klotz. Lang with another rebound. Neufeld leads the charge, stops it on the wing and missed the 3, but almost able to follow it and secure an offensive rebound. It'll go to Royal Valley. Switch on now. They got a double on Ladson. Back out to Bryan. Around to Stitham. Airball. Baldwin takes over.
Kind of a similar start to the second half here as we add to the game. A little bit slow going on each end.
Each team only scored 2 points through the first 4 minutes of the first quarter before it picked up into being a relatively high-scoring first half when it's all said and done. Now Neufeld for 3. Reichert all alone there for the offensive rebound. That's about as easy of an offensive board and putback you'll find.
That fell to Reichert, and she almost couldn't believe there was nobody around her. Laid it up and in.
Now a 13-0 run for Baldwin going back to that first half. Royal Valley was ahead 22-17. But the Panthers now trailing 30-22. And for a majority of that, they spent with Bryan on the bench with 3 fouls. She's out there now, but has yet to get her rhythm back. Ladson drive and kick to Bryan. 3-pointer misses. Ladson able to save it. And Stitham gets the roll. Timeout Royal Valley. So they put an end to the 13-0 Bulldog run, but it's still a 6-point Bulldog lead here with 4:32 left to play in the third quarter. Bulldog basketball is presented by Hayden Outdoors. online at HaydenOutdoors.com. Hayden Outdoors Real Estate is the brand that sells the land, and your local Baldwin City brokers are Shad and Penny Sheldon, natives of Goodland, Kansas. They know a thing or two, and Ryan can vouch for out there. It's farmland, recreational property land out there in the Goodland, far west of the state of Kansas. Goodland and Ryan and I both can speak for that, as we both, well, he grew up in Goodland. I spent time in Goodland. But anyway, Shad and Penny Sheldon, great folks, and they are experts in the field of rural homes, farms, ranches, recreational real estate. So go to them to help you find your next dream property. Call them at 785-821-2666.
The promised land, as the locals call it, Bryce. Goodland.
What is the top side?
Oh, yeah,
is that what
top
they call
side
it out
tip-off.
there? The top side, with the top side tip-off, but that's what they call that part of Kansas, right? The top side of Kansas. Here's Neufeld on the drive, and cleared by Klotz. Ladson, rhythm 3 doesn't go. There's actually some connection to the topside tip-off basketball tournament and this area with the Ottawa Cyclones. They were a regular visitor out there back in the days of Simi Ojeleye. Wasn't very fair for everybody out there when you have a future NBA player playing out there, but
it was fun to watch, though.
It was.
Thankfully, we never got matched up against them because they were usually in the championship.
Is that actually thankfully or not? Because that meant you weren't playing for the title.
Yeah.
Good ball movement around to Neufeld, and that one looked good all the way, just a bit short. Cleared by Bryan. Bryan forced to pick or dribble up out near midcourt. Both teams still trying to find their rhythm here in this second half. A bucket apiece. That ball kicked out of bounds by Klotz, who is a little bit shaken up.
Might have caught an inadvertent hand or an elbow or something to the face.
She'll come out. Ty will come back in for her. Toot in for Lang in the Baldwin lineup.
Regardless, though, I love when Baldwin starts to really ramp that intensity up on the defensive side there. Really start to extend that pressure out, too, and the other team feels like they just can't even get into their offense, let alone get a good look at it.
Frost gets it back to Neufeld, and she's fouled on the three-point shot by Ty. Third foul on Michaela Ty, and that one is a big one, as Neufeld will go to the line for 3 shots, 75% foul shooter, 2 out of 3 tonight. Trying to extend what's right now a 6-point Bulldog lead. Bulldog basketball brought to you in part by the Bullpen. Check them out for Wildcat Wednesday specials, karaoke Thursdays. Follow them on their social media, the Bullpen Baldwin City, for all the latest happenings down at the Bullpen. They may be down there right now watching some Bulldog basketball, so say hello to the folks down there enjoying their time at the Bullpen and watching the Bulldogs here on Baldwin Sports Live. And Carly Neufeld takes full advantage of that 3-point shot foul by Ty, knocking them all down. 16 points now from Neufeld tonight. Full court Bulldog pressure. They have built that lead up to 9 points, largest of the game for Baldwin. Bryan short on the floater and cleared by Toot. Frost can't get the baseline. Lang trying to work for the middle of the paint. Davis with the rebound. Ladson on the cut, knocked away by Marin Frost. It will stay with Royal Valley. Well, the Panthers, Ryan, they going back to the 3-minute mark of the second quarter have scored just 2 points. They've got now a little more than 8 minutes with just 1 basket.
Eerily similar to the Paola game the other night when Paola only scored 2 points in the entire third quarter as well.
Yeah, Baldwin outscored Paola 33-11 over the course of the second and third quarters. And since that 3-minute mark of the second quarter, Baldwin has outscored Royal Valley 16-2. We're down 5 when the big run started. Inside, Lang. Stopped once more by Davis.
That was really good defense that time by Davis. She does a good job in there.
6 points, 6 boards in this one for the 5'11 senior Morgan Davis. Bryan has to kick. She got triple teamed. Now Toot knocked the ball free. Ty gets it back. They have her trapped. Trying to step through, gets to Ladson, has Stitham wide open on the backside and missed the bunny. Got it back though, and then missed that as well. Looked like that one may have been blocked on the second attempt. Golden opportunity goes by the boards there for Royal Valley. And now they force a Baldwin turnover. But Ty has it chased down from behind. Neufeld down onto the floor. A jump ball is called. It will send it back over to Royal Valley. Or excuse me, it'll send it back over to Baldwin. A good effort there by Neufeld. Reichert back in for Baldwin. And for Royal Valley, they're going to go to Tasia Henderson for the first time tonight, number 21 in white, and also Klotz returns. Henderson, fresh in, did not play the entire first half. Creates a turnover. Lob underneath, given right back to Baldwin. And then Reichert slips down and gives it back to Royal Valley.
Yeah, pretty unfortunate there for Alyssa, but once again, a great job coming over from the backside, helping out and anticipating that they're going to start lobbing those passes into the post, and she's picking them off. Don't got any sweat mops here, I guess.
No, apparently not. Got to use the old sneaker mop. Henderson, nice little give and go to Bryan. Backside look and a rejection by Reichert. Denying Klotz. Bryan steps out for a 3 off front iron. Toot. Ball comes free. Reichert gets bumped to the floor, and Henderson is going to get tagged with a foul.
Hopefully Alyssa's all right. That was a pretty big collision on the floor there. She looked like she might have even taken like an elbow to the side.
She's got a smile, and I think she's okay. Frost in for Toot.
It's been a physical bout either way, though.
It's kind of ironic because it has been a physical game, but yet Royal Valley hasn't attempted a single free throw even in this game, and we've only had 3 fouls now in this third quarter. Floater by Neufeld misses. Henderson the rebound. Bryan, deep 3, and she's now knocked down a trio of trays. 27 for Royal Valley as they try to close this gap down to 6, knocked out of bounds by Henderson.
Yeah, that was a pretty big mistake down there on the defensive end for Baldwin. You got to know that Bryan's a shooter, and you got to get a hand out on her, and just left her a little too wide open that time.
38% shooter from downtown. 18 points per game this year, is halfway there tonight. It's been a bit of an off night simply because of the foul trouble. It's kind of forced her out of some rhythm, but do not want to let her start getting hot. And meanwhile, speaking of getting hot, 18 from Carly Neufeld in this game.
I think those little plays, those shots right there, that's when you know Carly's feeling good about herself. She starts knocking down those little 2-dribble in, pull-up jumpers from mid-range.
Baldwin was hoping that a jump ball may get called there, but instead Chloe Neufeld is called for the foul, but it's just her first and only the second team foul with 8 seconds left in the quarter. Henderson lost it. Frost couldn't quite secure it. It sets up Bryan, and on a scramble, Bryan gets a wide open 3. So of all players, if you're Baldwin, of all players, for that ball to squirt free to and end up in Kennedy Bryan's hands for a wide open 3, that was the last thing you wanted, and Bryan takes advantage. 35-30 Baldwin as we go to the fourth here on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors.
Trindle Lumber Company is the go-to stop for every do-it-yourselfer and professional contractor. They carry a wide variety of plumbing, electrical, and hardware products, along with a vast selection of windows, doors, and paint. Their full-service drive-through lumber yard has what you need for every project and offers free estimates and professional delivery. At Trindle Lumber Company, you get the right products with the best service. Stop by at 1516 South Main in Ottawa or call 785-242-8144.
Hayden Outdoors Real Estate has proudly been serving the Midwest since 1976, covering 29 states and over $1.3 billion in annual sales. Chad and Penny Sheldon are some of the top producing brokers from Baldwin City, Kansas, selling farms, ranches, rural homes, and recreational real estate throughout Kansas. Their knowledge, passion, and expertise will help make your next real estate transaction an excellent experience. Contact Chad or Penny today by phone at 785-821-2666 or by email at shad@haydenoutdoors.com.
Well, Baldwin was in the midst of a big run and opened up a 9-point lead, but a couple of Kennedy Bryan threes in the closing minute of that third quarter has pulled Royal Valley back within 5, and they have the ball to start this fourth quarter. 35-30 Baldwin. Bailey Smith picks up Bryan as we start this period. Frost, Reichard, Lang, and Neufeld join her on the floor. It's Ladson, Bryan, Henderson, Stidham, and Klotz. Man. Break there for Royal Valley. A foul is called on Baldwin when what looked like it was going to be heading the other way with a turnover, and instead it's Reichard's first foul. Bryan, as I mentioned, 2 late threes. Do not want to let her get an open look early in this quarter because she's right now feeling it a little bit. Smith trying to stay right on her and not give her any openings.
She's been the majority of the scoring for Royal Valley in the second half.
Off the front iron on that Stidham shot. Here comes Reichard the other way. Smith bounce to Lang, and she is fouled as both Klotz and Henderson end up on the floor. And Klotz took the worst end of it all, but Lang will go to the free throw line. Second time Klotz has been clobbered in the head. Henderson picks up her second.
She just can't catch a break.
Yeah. And it looks like she's going to come out now. Perhaps Morgan Davis will check back in. Davis has had a nice night for Royal Valley. So here's Lang at the free throw line for Baldwin. 2 out of 3 in the game at the line. This will be a 2-shot foul for Emma Kate, 56% this year at the stripe. The free throw line has been advantageous to Baldwin tonight. They're 8 of 12. Royal Valley has not attempted a free throw yet. Well, in a 6-point game, and you're out shooting your opponent 13-0 at the line, that's going to give you quite an advantage. There is another Royal Valley turnover, their 12th of the game. And it will give Baldwin a chance to once again push this up to a 3-possession game. Chloe Neufeld back in, Lang will sit. Bounce into the middle of the paint for Neufeld. A timeout prior to the foul. So Eric Toot gets the timeout called, and Baldwin will reset here with 6:58 left to go in the fourth. And the Bulldogs up 36-30. You're watching Bulldog basketball presented by Hayden Outdoors on Baldwin Sports Live.
Trindle Lumber Company is the go-to stop for every do-it-yourselfer and professional contractor. They carry a wide variety of plumbing, electrical, and hardware products, along with a vast selection of windows, doors, and paint. Their full-service drive-through lumber yard has what you need for every project and offers free estimates and professional delivery. At Trindle Lumber Company, you get the right products with the best service. Stop by at 1516 South Main in Ottawa or call 785-242-8144.
36-30 Baldwin, 6:58 to go. As we take a look at the upcoming schedule here on Baldwin Sports Live. Another pair of road games on tap at Ottawa next Friday, a week from tonight. The following Tuesday at Jefferson West. We'll be back out in this country again. And then Friday the 24th, the final game of the regular season, home against Bonner Springs. Those are the upcoming games here on Baldwin Sports Live. You can check out our upcoming broadcast schedule in the Baldwin City Community News. Subscribe downtown at the Nook, 703 8th Street, for just $5 a month to local weekly newspaper to get all the latest news, community events, sports, opinions, and more. Blocking foul underneath on the kick out from Reichard, so that will be the 4th team foul on Royal Valley. And it is the 3rd on Tasia Henderson. Three ties, 3 lead changes back at the first half. Baldwin on an 11-0 run to close the first half, took a 6-point halftime lead. They've led throughout this second half by as many as 9, and now once again by 9 as Carly Neufeld, for the 5th time this year, has scored 20+. She's up to 21 tonight for the Bulldogs.
Carly has been on absolute fire. She's doing it in all ways, too, getting to the bucket from 3, hit a couple mid-range jumpers.
Knocking down her free throws.
Yep.
She's 5 of 6 there, and you're right, every form she can, she has been scoring for the Bulldogs as Chloe Neufeld forces another turnover there. The hustle by Chloe ties up the ball, jump ball to Baldwin, and the Bulldogs will have a chance to make this a double-digit lead with 6:24 to go in the game. Bailey Smith back in for Baldwin. Klotz back in for Royal Valley. Here's Chloe Neufeld, gives it to Reichard. Got to get a touch here to Carly, don't you, after she's been as hot as she's been lately? Hand check on the drive by Neufeld. That's team foul number 5. It will be on Avery Stitham, her first. See if they draw something up here on an inbound to give Carly another look. 21 points in the game from Neufeld. She's knocked down 4 threes. Instead, they'll take that inside to Reichard. Wide open look for Alyssa. She's into double figures with 10, and the lead is 11 for Baldwin. Quick pull up by Latson. Misses. Battle for the rebound. Chloe Neufeld was being held in the air by Latson. They both had a hold of the ball, and Neufeld was completely parallel to the ground.
She wasn't letting go, though.
No, she was not. And they call it a foul on Latson. So I thought they both had a hold of the ball. Apparently, Latson had a hold of Neufeld. 3rd foul on Latson. 5:50 to go. Baldwin now up by 11. They're once again on the start of a little run here. They've had multiple runs in this game of 6+ points. Reichard gets to that left side, fouled by Davis. Royal Valley did not like it. They thought that Davis had a clean block, but it'll put Reichard at the line for 2 on the first foul committed by Davis, the 7th team foul on the Panthers. Reichard with 10 points and 6 rebounds tonight. Second straight game in double figures after her 16-point game against Paola, the 2nd highest scoring game of the year for Reichard. And despite missing both free throws, Baldwin will keep the possession going thanks to the offensive board by Neufeld. So here's Carly with the ball, 21 points tonight. Trying to go to work. And a travel is called. Well, either way, that was, I think, going to result in a Royal Valley possession because I thought they could have called a jump ball, certainly, and that's what the official in the baseline was going to call, which that would have given it to Royal Valley also, but you'd still rather call it that way because then you'd get the next arrow, whereas now the possession arrow still favors Royal Valley. Here's a foul on the backcourt on Baldwin. That's on Chloe Neufeld, her 2nd.
Foul on Chloe Neufeld, her 2nd.
4th team foul. Just 8 points in the second half for Royal Valley. And a timeout, Panthers. 41-30. Baldwin on top. Royal Valley with the ball. 5:12 to go. You're watching Bulldog basketball presented by Hayden Outdoors on Baldwin Sports Live.
Outdoors Real Estate has proudly been serving the Midwest since 1976, covering 29 states and over $1.3 billion in annual sales. Chad and Penny Sheldon are some of the top producing brokers from Baldwin City, Kansas, selling farms, ranches, rural homes, and recreational real estate throughout Kansas. Their knowledge, passion, and expertise will help make your next real estate transaction an excellent experience. Contact Chad or Penny today by phone at 785-821-2666 or by email at shad@haydenoutdoors.com.
.30 ball game here with 5:12 to go. Baldwin looking to close out another road victory and looking for their third straight win to improve to 11-6. Trailed by 5 in the second quarter. Midway through that second quarter, they were down 22-17, but since that point, it's been pretty much all Baldwin. Bulldogs outscoring Royal Valley 24-8 since that moment. An 11-0 run to close out the first half turned into a 13-0 run to start the second half then. And that gave them the lead, which they have not surrendered. Royal Valley trimmed it back down to as little as 5. And now down 11. Inside Klotz rather. I keep wanting to say Stotts. I don't know why, but she gets that high off the glass and in. Royal Valley not going to go away, and they shoot the three well enough that they're certainly not out of this. Neufeld able to get that ball out of there. Surprised they didn't call a tie-up. Now Baldwin will get it inside the leg, and she travels. A little hop there. Frost back in for Baldwin.
Just got to keep the intensity up on the defensive end, though. I think going to probably see this one out up 9. They've been doing a great job on this end of the floor. Just not letting Royal Valley get into their offense very easy, and nothing certainly easy.
Bryant underneath to Klotz. Lang with another strong rebound, and good job keeping her balance as well with that contact. That's a career high, tying 8 rebounds in this game from Lang. Neufeld with some contact, no call, they play on. Klotz back the other way.
Perfect example that last time down here, though, getting the ball inside, but still nothing easy.
Another board for Lang. She's one shy of her first double-digit rebounding game of her career. Smith open for 3, missed it, and there it is, a 10th rebound by Lang. This one on the offensive glass, and what a game from Imikate Lang, Ryan. She has been big on the glass all year, really, but tonight putting together a special effort. 10 boards now from Lang.
Yeah, she's elevated her game even higher tonight with a good matchup with Davis, and she's held her own certainly and had a really nice game, doing a nice job here from the free throw line as well.
That was Davis's 3rd foul. 1-1 for Lang. Baldwin now with a 10-0 advantage, points from the free throw line. And it's not because Royal Valley has struggled to shoot their free throws is why they haven't scored at the line. They haven't even attempted one in this game. Seven points to go along with 10 rebounds in this game from Imikate Lang. She'll check out. Carly Toot back in. It's now a 11-point lead again, 43-32 with under 4 to go.
Yeah, the Bulldogs still got 2 fouls to give, too, before they get into the bonus, Panthers, so still afford to play physical, be aggressive defensively.
There's one of those fouls to give. Frost picks that one up, her first. Davis, Klotz wide open, got hit on the back of the head. Carly Toot picks up her 3rd foul and a 3-point chance for Samantha Klotz. Well, this will be the first free throw attempt of the game for Royal Valley. They are a 40% free throw shooting team this year only. Three and a half to go. Baldwin going into super patient mode at this point. Just trying to protect the basketball as we now go underneath of 3 to play. Baldwin up by 9, Toot drives, and that is going to be Baldwin basketball still, knocked out of her hands. And tie back in for Royal Valley. Baldwin's been effective, Ron, as you mentioned, on inbound plays. They're kind of in that burn clock mode right now, but might not be a bad spot with the baseline inbound to go ahead and get a quick 2 out of this.
A lot of times you'll see somebody just flash right across the middle there and get an easy layup.
Instead, they'll just back it away again.
Like you said, I think they're content to just use some clock up here.
Well, if Neufeld passes up wide open threes on the wing, you know that the plan is to burn clock, and there's a foul. So eventually, that's what it's going to have to come to. Royal Valley is going to have to try to extend this game with fouls. So a second foul on Stidham. It's their 9th team foul, so this will be the final 1-and-1 opportunity, and it's your top free throw shooter going to the line, Carly Neufeld, who has knocked down 5 out of 6 in this one. .22 points, 2 shy of her career high tonight. And she has been good from the outset of this one. She has scored in every quarter of the game. 5 in the first quarter, 8 in the second quarter, 5 in the third quarter, and 4 so far here in the fourth quarter. 1 out of 2 at the line. Baldwin leads by 10 with 2.5 minutes to go. Bailey Smith just deny on Bryan. Throwing it up into no man's land. Stolen by Carly Toot. Neufeld maybe need a, and I believe they're going to get a timeout prior to a 5-second call there. You knew it was getting close, and Eric Toot all over it, takes the timeout. And with 2:01 to go, it's Baldwin on top of Royal Valley, 44-34 here on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors.
For unbeatable service from a company you can trust, there's only one choice. Clint Davis and the One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning team have the expertise you need when it comes to the comfort of your family. Not only will they get the job done right, but they'll explain the preventative maintenance needed to avoid those costly emergency repairs. To schedule a free quote, call 785-393-9329 and join the Preferred Maintenance Club for special discounts. One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning, the one and only choice for the comfort of your family.
.201 to play here in the fourth quarter. Baldwin has led the entire second half after a first half that had 3 ties and 3 lead changes. The Bulldogs went into the locker room up 6 thanks to a pair of Carly Neufeld threes in the final 90 seconds of the first half. Took a tie game and put Baldwin up by 6. And they have not given up that lead in this second half. They've led by at least 5 the entire second half and by as many as 11. Right now it sits at 10, trying to close out the final 2:01. Cross bounces back to Neufeld. Nobody's guarding Bailey Smith on this wing. They're running a double team. Oh, and they get a jump ball call to force the turnover.
It's actually a pretty nice job running jump defense from Royal Valley that time. Like you said, though, when somebody comes over to double team you, somebody's got to be open.
And the pass beats the run and jump much better than the dribble does. Well, now Royal Valley will have to start getting things going here on the offensive end. They're going to come back down 10. A minute 42 to go. That's a tough three by Bryan. She has knocked down 4 of them, but that was a difficult one. Davis cannot save it, and Baldwin gets it back with a minute 38 to go. Well, you know the trap is coming at this point if you're Baldwin, so don't let that ball stick. Get it, pass it. And there's the trap. Neufeld able to get away from it. Here it comes again. Good job. And they foul Toot. So Stitham picks up a third. It'll be 2 shots for Carly Toot. And Toot's been good this year, albeit a limited sample. 6 out of 7 at the free throw line. 2 shots here. No points tonight. 4 rebounds for Toot off of the bench. They cannot add to their lead. So here comes Bryan and the Panthers. Almost intercepted by Neufeld. Lang and Davis check back in for their teams respectively here with a minute 18 to go. Baldwin has held Royal Valley to just 12 points in this second half. Reichert the board. And fouled by Klotz. So 2 shots coming up for Alyssa. Lang and Reichert have combined now for 17 rebounds. 10 from Lang, 7 from Reichert. They have both been very good tonight on the glass as they need to be. They're the top 2 rebounders on this team, and they have played that role well tonight.
Yeah, they've been really good, really solid. I think Bailey Smith's had a great game defensively. A lot of girls had a nice game defensively. They've really picked up that intensity from about midway through the second quarter on, and nothing easy from Royal Valley. And then what do you say about Carly Neufeld? I mean, she's been hot tonight, converting everything. She probably could have had more, but like you mentioned earlier, just kind of going into this stall mode here late in the fourth quarter, trying to use some clock, but really nice game nonetheless.
Good job of the press break right there. Klotz sets up Davis, who had not scored in the second half. I mean, say that about a lot of the girls, I suppose, because they have not scored a whole bunch as a team in this second half. But Davis got off to a hot start for him. Was very effective early in this game, but her first bucket since early first half. 8 now for Davis. Another timeout taken by Royal Valley here with a minute to go in the game, and the Baldwin lead still sitting at 10, so still a lot of work left to be done here from Royal Valley. And obviously going to foul. Bulldogs are going to need to make some free throws here. They're 14 out of 23 in this game. That's been a big advantage. They've outscored Royal Valley by 14 points at the line tonight. 14 out of 23 for Baldwin, 0 for 1 for Royal Valley.
It's really surprising, too. They've only been to the line one time. You mentioned it earlier, but it's been a pretty physical game. And just not a lot of fouls being called on their end.
They haven't gotten into the bonus yet. They will be on the next Baldwin foul, but that was the same in the first half. 6 Baldwin first half fouls, 6 Baldwin second half fouls, and only one of those, the last one, was called a shooting foul. It was on the bucket by Klotz that got her to the line. She didn't make it, though. So
I will say, though, looking ahead a little bit to the boys' game coming up, this same officiating crew, if they keep calling the game like they did this girls' game, it's going to be probably in Baldwin's favor. They, I think, like to play a lot of physical, fast-paced games, and so we'll see. But should be a fun one coming up in the second end of our doubleheader.
Well, Eric Toot wanted a little more time to talk, so he will piggyback the Royal Valley timeout with one of his own and extend this timeout here. Coming up, our Farm Bureau Financial Services Player of the Game. We'll do that after a quick timeout following the conclusion of this one. And then, as Ryan said, we'll get you all set for Game 2 of our doubleheader. The boys' game coming up, 13-3 Baldwin, 9-7 Royal Valley. Should be a pretty good game coming up in the second half of our doubleheader. This one's been a good game as well. It's certainly slowed down the pace here in this fourth quarter as Baldwin's gone into the more of the just the protect the lead, stall kind of game, and Royal Valley trying to chase. But for the most part, it's been a pretty smooth game here tonight. The Bulldogs trailing early, but then once they finally got their offense going, it hasn't really ever felt too threatened in this game, but they've never been able to breathe quite as easily as they would like maybe either because of the three-point shooting from Royal Valley. It's kept them in this. Home run pass here for Neufeld, and Lang hits her in stride as Carly is called for a travel. Come on.
What a touchdown pass that was from Emma Kate Lang, though. Nice play drawn up there.
Oh, man. So instead of Neufeld tying her career high with 24, she'll stay stuck on 22.
Tell you what, Jack Harvey better watch out. That was a heck of a throw.
That was. I mean,
right in stride.
In stride, on the money. I mean, that was just perfect by Lang. Here's a foul on the Bulldogs, and I believe it's on Lang. It is. So that will put Royal Valley at the line for a 1-and-1.
Unfortunately, Emma Kate's a senior, so not going to be a lot of quarterbacking.
That's true.
Prospects next year, but nice.
If they haven't already played the Powder Puff game, they probably have, but I think they found their quarterback if not. The free throw did not hit the rim, therefore it's a dead ball, and Baldwin will inbound with 43 seconds to go and on top by 10. Foul on Bryan, who just now picks up her fourth. She had 3 back at the first half, but now gets that 4th foul. It'll put Marion Frost at the line for a chance at 2 shots.
It's been one of the bigger keys here later in the game as they've contained Kennedy Bryan, especially from the three-point line. She did a nice job knocking some down early, but that was really the majority of the threat, at least offensively, for Royal Valley. And once they shut her down, not a lot coming through.
Kyan Frost and Lauren Berg and Samantha Scraper have all checked in for Baldwin now. Davis travels. And Baldwin will take another timeout. So with 35 seconds to go, it's a 10-point game. We're back right after this on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors.
Dr. Philip Harvey at Oral Surgery Kansas is a proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs. Dr. Harvey and his staff wish all of the Bulldogs the best of luck this year as you continue to make Baldwin City proud. Oral Surgery Kansas provides personalized, gentle, comprehensive patient care for a wide range of oral surgery procedures. To learn more, visit oralsurgerykansas.com or call 785-843-5490. Oral Surgery Kansas, cheering on the Baldwin Bulldogs.
(46-36) Baldwin, 35 seconds to go. And the Bulldogs with the ball, trying to close out their 11th win of the year. Scraper is fouled by Bryan, so that will put an end to Kennedy Bryan's night. 12 points, 6 rebounds when it's all said and done, but been a bit of a frustrating night, I'm sure, for her as she's battled foul trouble since the first half. Didn't have to really worry about it too much in the second half. Didn't pick up any fouls until these last 2, but just tough for her to get really going in her rhythm. And then not only that, but she's been just hound dogged by Bailey Smith all night.
Yeah, I would say, they're a pretty frustrating night. You could say that about every point guard that has to be guarded by Bailey Smith.
Sam Scraper at the line, and Samantha knocks down the free throw. So Scraper makes it a 12-point lead now for Baldwin. It's their largest of the night. Matches their largest of the night. Three off the heel. Here's Smith with the rebound. And I would think that should just about do it. Nope. Oh, yep, there's, I say, looks like there's enough to be called in, certainly enough. Here we go to the line. It'll be Lauren Berg who will get a chance to get some points on the ledger here tonight. Well, this will go down as about the biggest free throw shooting discrepancy I think you could possibly have, as Berg does indeed knock down the free throw. This will be the 29th free throw taken by Baldwin tonight, and Royal Valley has attempted 2. Baldwin 17 out of 29. Royal Valley 0 for 2. Stidham from way downtown, and that will end it 49-36. Baldwin improving to 11-6 with the victory, and Royal Valley drops to 3-14 with a 13-point loss. We're back to wrap it up with our Farm Bureau Financial Services Player of the Game and all the final numbers for you right after this. And stay tuned, Game 2 of the doubleheader still on the way as well. You're watching Bulldog Basketball presented by Hayden Outdoors on Baldwin Sports Live.
State Farm Insurance Agent Cody Anno is ready to be there for you every step of the way. From starting policies out to the day disaster strikes, Cody and his team are ready to help. Cody strives to be different, doing things the other people don't and other agencies won't, helping more people in more ways. That's Cody Anno State Farm. Call 785-594-0270 or stop by at 208 Baker Street for a cup of coffee and a free quote for your auto, home, or life insurance with Cody Anno, your local State Farm insurance agent in Baldwin City.
For unbeatable service from a company you can trust, there's only one choice. Clint Davis and the One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning team have the expertise you need when it comes to the comfort of your family. Not only will they get the job done right, but they'll explain the preventative maintenance needed to avoid those costly emergency repairs. To schedule a free quote, call 785-393-9329 and join the Preferred Maintenance Club for special discounts. One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning, the one and only choice for the comfort of your family.
Welcome back to Hoyt, Kansas. Royal Valley High School is a final on the girls' side. They've cleared the scoreboard, but 49-36 is your final tonight as the Bulldogs win this one, and they are now 11-6 on the season. It is time to name our Farm Bureau Financial Services Player of the Game, and unfortunately tonight I couldn't decide, Ryan. We couldn't decide between one or the other, so we've got to go Players of the Game. One of them came just short of a career high. Some may argue she would have hit that. And another did set a career high on the glass. A split player of the game tonight, Carly Neufeld, Emma Kate Lang. They were both great tonight. The Bulldogs as a whole played very well, but Neufeld, 22 points, just too shy of her career high. Emma Kate Lang, 10 rebounds. That is a new career high for her. 2 big performances from 2 seniors, Carly Neufeld and Emma Kate Lang.
Yeah, I think like you said, a lot of girls had really good games, and Baldwin overall played really well, but I think you look at the offensive and the defensive output from each of these girls respectively. Carly Neufeld was on her game tonight offensively, and she was from the early going being aggressive, attacking the bucket, and then that opened up her outside game, knocked down some mid-range shots, and was really good from the line as well. And then Emma Kay Lang, what else can you say on the glass and defensively? She just brings you everything, and she did a really nice job against a tough matchup in Davis. But she did a really nice job and set a new career high in rebounds, like you said, and just one of those role players that you like to have on your team, you love to play with. So nice job from everyone tonight, and a good win for Baldwin.
Players of the Game brought to you by Farm Bureau Financial Services. From insurance to investments, wealth management, and financial planning, Farm Bureau is there to help you protect what matters most. Call today to set up a meeting with your local Farm Bureau team at 785-594-1055. It's your future. Let's protect it. Let's take a look real quick at the final numbers, brought to you by New Frontier Tax and Business Services as well. Just 3 ties and 3 lead changes in this game. That'll happen in the first half. An 11-0 run to close the first half for Baldwin. Put the Bulldogs on top. They would never trail again. In fact, they'd never lead by fewer than 5 points the rest of the way, and they win this one by 13, which is their largest lead at any point in this game tonight, 49-36. Royal Valley gets one in double figures. Kennedy Bryan with 12 on 4 3-pointers, but battled foul trouble all night. Was frustrated all night by the defense of Bailey Smith. 12 points, 6 rebounds from Stidham. The rebounding total tied Klotz and Davis for the team high. Davis adding 8 points to her 6 rebounds. Klotz adding 4 points to go along with her 6 boards. Alyssa Ladson, 7 points, but all came in the first half. Their second leading scorer on the air. She did not score in the second half of this game. In fact, only scored 1 bucket after the first quarter of this game. Had 5 boards and tied for a team high 2 assists, though, tying with Avery Stitham for that honor, who had 5 boards to go along with 2 rebounds and her 2 assists. Overall, Royal Valley turned it over 15 times. They knocked down 6 threes in this game, but they didn't make a single free throw. They went 0 of 2 at the free throw line, getting outscored 17-0 at the free throw line in this game, because Baldwin went 17 of 29 at the line, knocking down 4 3-pointers in the game, all of them coming from Carly Neufeld, who ends up with 22 points tonight. It's her 5th 20-plus point game this year, and 3rd now in the last, 6 or so games. So she is heating up at the right time for the Bulldogs. Now has made 10 threes over her last 3 games, 22 points, 3 assists, and a rebound tonight for Neufeld. Emma Kate Lang, 7 points, career high 10 rebounds tonight for Lang. Alyssa Reichert with 12 points, her 8th game in double figures this year, to go along with 7 rebounds as well. Marin Frost with 3 points, a couple of boards tonight. Lauren Berg with 1 point, Samantha Scraper with 2 points, Chloe Neufeld with 2 points and a team high 3 assists. And Carly, too, did not score, but did pull down 4 boards. Smith with a rebound as well for the Bulldogs, who win this one 49-36. Baldwin now 11-6 on the year. Royal Valley drops to 3-14. The Bulldogs will be back in action a week from tonight on the road to take on Ottawa, trying to sweep the Cyclones after an 8-point win in Baldwin back on January 10th over Ottawa. That's going to wrap it up on the girls' side of things for us tonight. Again, your final, Baldwin 49, Royal Valley 36. The boys' game is coming up next. Stay tuned here on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors.
Up your lawn care game at Hers Inc. in Spring Hill. We have one of the area's largest and most diverse selections of lawnmowers, including top brands like Altos, Bobcat, Gravely, Dixie Chopper, and Red Max. Quality built machines for any size job. And when you get your mower at Hers, we offer full service and repairs covered by your warranty. From the backyard to the back 40, the all-star lineup of mowers at Hers will make you the captain of the lawn. See the full lineup at hersinc.net. Call 913-247-3530 or just stop on by.
Kelly Neufeld and his team at Farm Bureau Financial Services are there to help you protect what matters most in your life. From insurance plans customized to fit everything you need covered, to comprehensive financial planning to help you achieve your goals both present and future. Kelly works uniquely with you face-to-face to gain confidence in your financial well-being. Call 785-594-1055 to set up a meeting with Kelly Neufeld at Farm Bureau Financial Services in Baldwin City. It's your future. Let's protect it. With Heartland Plumbing, you get full-service plumbing from a real plumber, not a sales guy who's just there to fix a leak. Heartland Plumbing sets appointments they hold true to, not an inconvenient block of time they might be there. With a strong reputation and years of quality service, Heartland Plumbing has the tools and the people to get your plumbing job done on time the first time.
Welcome back here to Royal Valley High School. It's the Baldwin State Bank pregame show for our second game of the night, the boys' game between the 13-3 Baldwin Bulldogs, number 7 ranked team in the 4A Coaches Basketball Association rankings, and Royal Valley, who comes into this game 9-7. On their home floor, though, where they're going to look to give a challenge to these Bulldogs, Ryan, but the Dogs come in winners of 4 straight. They've all 4 been by double digits, a 14-point win over Paola on Tuesday night. They played most of the first half of that game without their senior leader, Caleb Carr, because of foul trouble, and it showed. He got it back on the floor in the second half, and that showed because they really took off in the second half, outscoring Paola 32-10 over the final 10 minutes after being down by 8 before that run to close out the ball game. So they survived what was a bit of a scare early on in that game, or really maybe a majority of that game, picking up their 4th straight win, now 13-3, and they come in with a lot of confidence again tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give Paola some credit, too, as they played pretty well in that last game, and they were able to get Caleb Carr in foul trouble. But I was really proud of the rest of the Bulldogs, really, when they played without him there in that first half. They held their own. They played a pretty tight game, didn't turn it over too many times. And then, like you said, when Caleb came back in, that kind of just changes everything. Everybody that has watched Baldwin this year knows that they're a different team with Caleb on and off the floor. But you got to give it up for Sam Darnell. He had a heck of a game, set a new career high, I believe, and just picked up some of the slack from Caleb getting in some early foul trouble. And so they're able to go into Sam and have him be that kind of reliable scorer for them. And then they spread some scoring around with some of the other guys, played some good defense, and in the end came away with that double-digit lead. But, yeah, they've been rolling pretty good here, and see if they can't keep it going here tonight.
Yeah, 21 from Darnell. You're right, a career high, and then just 8 turnovers, as you mentioned. And that's how you survive when things maybe aren't going your best. You protect the ball, and they only put Paola on the line 9 times. So they didn't hurt themselves by giving them easy chances to score, by turning the ball over. And in the end, a 13th win for the Bulldogs. They have just one 14-plus win season in the last 15 years. They have a chance to secure another one here tonight. But to get it, they're going to have to get past Royal Valley, who is 9-7 on the year. They're coming off of back-to-back losses, including a 3-point loss to Perry LeCompton in their last game out. It's their 4th loss by 6 points or less this year. So kind of like the girls' side, they've had a lot of close games. They've just been on the wrong end of a lot of those close games. They had won 3 in a row prior to losing 2 close games, or one of these close game anyway, in these this current 0-for-2 stretch, and had gone 6-2 since the start of January. So they, like the girls when we talked about for Royal Valley, kind of starting to find their legs a little bit and play some good basketball. So they are certainly going to be ready for this one, and Baldwin's going to have to play well again tonight to pick up a road win.
Yeah, I mean, this is certainly not one of those games that you're going to be able to look past. We talked about it in the girls' game, but similar here. Yeah, a team that plays a lot of close games, like you said. They're going to stick around probably and come out and punch Baldwin in the face, or try to, and so right out of the gate. And so Baldwin tonight, they got to be ready for that, come out, have a good start, get off the mark well, and especially if you're Caleb, stay out of foul trouble early and stay on the floor. And I think Baldwin's going to have a pretty good shot tonight to keep the good times rolling.
Well, let's take a quick break here. When we come back, we'll take a look at our State Farm Insurance game plan for this one, as the Bulldogs are on the road tonight, looking for win number 14 on the year. Take it on the Royal Valley Panthers. You're watching Bulldog Basketball and the Baldwin State Bank pregame show on Baldwin Sports Live.
Dr. Philip Harvey at Oral Surgery Kansas is a proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs. Dr. Harvey and his staff wish all of the Bulldogs the best of luck this year as you continue to make Baldwin City proud. Oral Surgery Kansas provides personalized, gentle, comprehensive patient care for a wide range of oral surgery procedures. To learn more, visit oralsurgerykansas.com or call 785-843-5490. Oral Surgery Kansas, cheering on the Baldwin Bulldogs.
At Baldwin State Bank, we love being part of the community we serve. Our roots run deep in Baldwin City, and our commitment runs deeper. Whether it's that dream house you can't wait to call home, or the trust of your personal finances, both present and future, we're here to serve you, our customers, our neighbors. Baldwin State Bank, proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs for more than 100 years and counting. Come see us downtown or online at baldwinstatebank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back here to the Baldwin State Bank pregame show. It's time to take a look at tonight's State Farm Insurance game plan, brought to you by Cody Anno at State Farm Insurance. Go stop by at 208 Baker Street and have a cup of coffee with Cody and let him get to know you and the things and the people that you value most, and put together a game plan for you at State Farm Insurance. Learn more at CodyIsMyAgent.com or call 785-594-0270. Ryan, you brought up getting off to a quick start again. I think another thing that, and part of the game plan, is continue to close also. They have been doing that very well here as of late. They've outscored their opponents by 73 points in the second half during their current 4-game winning streak. In the fourth quarter alone, they're a plus 27. They've been finding ways to close out games, and I think a lot of that has to do with this senior leadership and the experience of this team. They don't get flustered when the game gets tight, when the games get late. They're confident, and they make plays when it matters most.
Yeah, I agree with you there. This is an experienced bunch with the Bulldogs we're seeing here, and we're seeing players like Cooper Carr grow a lot as well over the course of this season. And so everybody, we've seen it all this year. Everybody has their own role in this team, and everybody plays it well. And when they get it clicking together, it's really fun to watch. And hopefully tonight, everybody, like I said, can stay out of foul trouble and get their shot down, knock down some outside shots, because that's one X factor for Baldwin is they can attack you from the outside really well. They got a lot of different guys that can shoot the ball really well. So we'll see what happens tonight, but should be another fun one for the Bulldogs.
Less than 10 turnovers in each of their last 3 games as well. And when you don't turn the ball over, it just widens that margin for error so much for you in a game. You can have some of the other things maybe not go so well for you when you're not turning the ball over and you're not giving away possessions and taking away your own possessions. And they've been doing really well with that here as of late. So value the ball, continue to close, do those things. And the Bulldogs maybe looking at just their second 14-plus win season over the last 15 years as they look to hit that mark tonight. 13-3 on the road to take on the 9-7 Royal Valley Panthers. You mentioned something earlier too, Ryan. Pace, just as a side note on this, Royal Valley in their game against Perry Lecompton on Tuesday, a knockdown dogfight, 60-57. They played 6 guys until very late. They brought in one more with a 7. They don't want to run very deep. So if Baldwin can make this into a get it up and down pace type of game, that may favor the Dogs as well, because this is a Royal Valley team that you could tell in a game, a close game, competitive game, and they only want to go maybe 6 or 7 max deep.
Yeah, absolutely. And Baldwin on the other end, they're a pretty deep team. They can go as deep as they want, really. Got a lot of freshmen that can come in and contribute. So, yeah, that might be a big factor tonight. If I was Donnie Blanchett, I'd have written up on that board tonight, play fast, play physical, and you're going to have a pretty good shot.
Especially if it's officiated anything like that girls' game, as you mentioned late in the girls' game, a pretty physical contest. So same officiating crew, one could assume that it may be a similar style officiated game, and Bulldogs see if they can take advantage of that. It's Baldwin and Royal Valley coming up. Your starting lineups in the opening tip next.
State Farm Insurance Agent Cody Anno is ready to be there for you every step of the way. From starting policies out to the day disaster strikes, Cody and his team are ready to help. Cody strives to be different, doing things the other people don't and other agencies won't, helping more people in more ways. That's Cody Anno State Farm. Call 785-594-0270 or stop by at 208 Baker Street for a cup of coffee and a free quote for your auto, home, or life insurance with Cody Anno, your local State Farm insurance agent in Baldwin City.
Trindle Lumber Company is the go-to stop for every do-it-yourselfer and professional contractor. They carry a wide variety of plumbing, electrical, and hardware products, along with a vast selection of windows, doors, and paint. Their full-service drive-through lumber yard has what you need for every project and offers free estimates and professional delivery. At Trindle Lumber Company, you get the right products with the best service. Stop by at 1516 South Main in Ottawa or call 785-242-8144.
Baldwin and Royal Valley, it's time for the starting lineups. Tonight there are your lineups brought to you by the Lumberyard Arts Center. The Bulldogs starting it tonight with Joey Zimbecki, Talon Torres, Cooper Carr, Caleb Carr, and Sam Darnell. Riker Grossner, their leading rebounder, expected to play tonight, but not starting in this game, been under the weather a bit, so we'll see how much they get from Riker. The Cars and Darnell. Royal Valley, Tracy Murata, Aiden McKenzie, Daniel Coleman, Preston Ross, and Ian Torres. The 5 for Chris Brown's Royal Valley Panthers. Brown assisted by Nathan Smith and Jared Roy. Donnie Blanchett, the lead man for the Baldwin Bulldogs, assisted by Pete Carr, Drew Tribaum, and Jackson Blakely. The starting lineups brought to you by the Lumberyard Arts Center. As you take a look at their upcoming lineup on the screen there, don't miss out on that chocolate auction coming up tomorrow at the Lumberyard Arts Center. And stay tuned with all the things happening at the Lumberyard Arts Center by visiting lumberyardartscenter.org. Don't miss out on the great events, live music, arts and crafts, unique experiences, youth and adult classes, and so much more at your creative home in Baldwin City, the Lumberyard Arts Center. Bulldogs at 13-3, winners of 4 straight. Royal Valley at 9-7. They have lost their last 2, but had won 3 in a row prior to that. And of their 7 losses, 4 of them by 6 points or less. So they have been in the majority of their ball games this year, and they are 6-4 here on their home floor. So it looks like we're going to have a national anthem prior to tip. We'll take a timeout, come back, and get this one started right after this here on Baldwin Sports Live.
Hey, great party.
Oh, thanks. Here you go. 1 hamburger, medium well.
This is well done.
No. That's medium well.
What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burnt.
That's it. You're not going to come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger.
I don't grill it better.
You wouldn't do it there.
Gotta be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
So, what is love? Love is being independent. Love is dancing. At Shriners Hospital for Children, love is a new smile.
At Shriners Hospitals for Children, love is caring for a child regardless of the family's ability to pay. Learn how you can send your love to the rescue at lovetotherescue.org.
Baldwin and Royal Valley from Hoyt, Kansas tonight. Royal Valley High School. I'm Bryce Kessler along with Ryan Hilmer, and here we go. The opening tip-off is brought to you by the Baldwin City Recreation Commission. Visit them online at their new website, baldwinrec.org, for all their event and program registration, including soccer registration, which is currently ongoing. And not something you need to register for, but something to put on your radar is the open gym that is happening every Sunday throughout January and February. 2 to 5 at Baldwin High School, although I don't know that it'll be that busy this Sunday from 2 to 5. Apparently there's a big football game of some sort happening this Sunday, but that's an opportunity that you can take advantage with the Baldwin City Recreation Commission. And here we go. We're underway, Ryan, and it is Royal Valley that controls the opening tip. We don't have stats on this Royal Valley team, so it's hard to say exactly who's who. We're going to all find out together, but ultimately it's the old coach speak, right? We're focused on ourselves, and I think Baldwin can truly say as long as they do their things well and play their game, they're going to be in good shape on most nights. But here's an offensive rebound given up, and a 2-point bucket from Daniel Coleman on the second chance opportunity here for Royal Valley to start the game.
Yeah, the glass is going to be a big key in this one. You can see they got some pretty decent size, not overly big, but can match up with Baldwin pretty well, so going to have to fight on the glass.
Darnell with a touch, gets it out to Carr. Drive and kick. Torres out of the corner. In and out. Cleared by Murata.
Nice first possession, though. A lot of good ball movement. Drive and kick there. Wide open three in the corner.
Murata up top for Ross. 2-0 lead early on for the 9-7 Royal Valley Panthers. Ross drives on Darnell and does not get it to go. Cleared by Darnell, who's coming off of a 21-point game. 9 of 11 from the field against Paola on Tuesday night. A career-high 21 from Sam. Carr. First game this year, he was held under 11 points. He'll go to the line to try and put the Bulldogs on the board here with 6:34 to go in the quarter. He fouled early and often. Had 3 early fouls. Had to spend a lot of time in the first half on the bench, did Carr, but ended up with just 7 points in that game. Had 5 assists as well. But he was instrumental in the second half comeback for the Bulldogs. This ball deflects out to Zimbecki. 3 is off the mark, rebounded by Coleman.
Kind of unfortunate there for Caleb. I kind of thought he was in the process of shooting there. He might get a couple shots from the line on that foul, but not to be.
Murata sneaks open underneath. Coleman sets him up, and it's 4-0 Royal Valley. Darnell flashes underneath. They did not look in. Now Zimbecki wraps a bounce pass into him. Nice up and under. Got Torres in the air and scores. So Darnell picking up right where he left off on Tuesday night in that 21-point effort at Paola.
And nice job by Sam just staying under control but still being a bully down there.
Coleman working against Carr. Now Murata sizing up Zimbecki. Kick out to Ross. Good job, Darnell, keeping his feet on the floor, not falling with the head fakes. Inside Torres against Cooper Carr, and a foul underneath. They say Cooper had a hand on his hip. This is where they're going to get him for the foul there. Grand Central Station up here in front of the camera. So
apologize for the foot traffic back and forth from some of our younger fans in attendance.
Torres and Zembecki out. Here's Grossner in, along with Braden Statham for the Bulldogs. Baldwin a deeper team, as we touched on in the pregame, than Royal Valley. So see if they can use that to their advantage in this game tonight. Ross lost it. Still loose, and it comes back up top to McKenzie. Long possession here as Carr gets tripped, and they'll call it a foul on Torres. And kind of a tough break probably there. It looked almost just like kind of their feet kind of inadvertently got tangled, but Torres gets called for the illegal screen, and Baldwin will take over. Carr brings it up. Senior point guard averages 16.5 points and 5 assists per game, and he picks up an assist there as Sam Darnell comes down with another bucket for the Bulldogs, and we're tied up. Ross travels. Statham fires it back to Grossner. Now Carr trying to attack. Flips it back to Grossner on the wing. Riker, nice shot fake, steps into a 15-foot open look. Carr on the putback, and it's a 6-4 Baldwin lead on the second chance bucket from Caleb.
It was a good decision from Riker to step in and shoot that mid-range jumper. He's really good at that. Just off, though. Nice job by Caleb grabbing the rebound, putting it back in.
6-0 Baldwin run after the early 4-0 lead from Royal Valley. This time Darnell called with a hand check. His first, team second. Zembecki and Torres back in for Baldwin. Royal Valley makes their first substitution of the night. Lucas Franks, a 5'10 senior, comes in. Ross trying to avoid stepping on the sideline. Coleman fires up a deep three. Darnell coast to coast, missed the lay-in. Ross the rebound. Ross's floater doesn't go. Out of bounds off of Ross. Baldwin basketball with 3:20 left to go in the quarter, leading 6-4.
See Royal Valley starting to extend their pressure out a little bit there. Almost had Bulldogs trapped in the corner, but nice job getting out of it.
Decent look again for Grossner. One and done for the Bulldogs. 3 minutes just under to go in the first quarter. 6-4 ball game. It'll stay that way as Murata missed, cleared by Carr. He's racing the other way. Darnell gets downhill, runs over Murata, and it's an offensive foul. And that is 2 on Sam Darnell here in the first quarter.
I'm not sure if he was fully set, but it was kind of just a straight line drive from Darnell there. Probably consider him a little out of control, so a player control foul.
So Darnell to the bench with 2. Grossner will head to the bench as well. Cooper Carr back in along with Braden Statham. And Darnell has 4 of the 6 for the Bulldogs, along with a couple of rebounds early in this game, but now saddled with 2 fouls. Coleman to Ross. Coleman reposts underneath. Can't get it down there to him. Bigger matchup on Zembecki, and now a travel called on Murata.
Yeah, Darnell was really doing a great job on the glass, so with him on the bench, somebody's going to have to step up and kind of fill that void.
Trying to get a set play there for Caleb Carr, but Cooper's pass is intercepted. Quickly around to Ross for the lead in the corner. It's around of the money.
Preston Ross for three.
Preston Ross makes it 7-6 Royal Valley.
Kind of feels a little nonchalant right now for Baldwin. Not a lot of intensity and energy. I'd like to see that pick up a little bit.
A foul on Franks on the catch there by Carr. It's the second on the Panthers, first on Lucas Franks. 90 seconds left in the quarter. Baldwin down by 1. McKenzie returns for Royal Valley. Torres checks out. And a kick ball called. And we'll try it again. Out to Torres.
Royal Valley doing a really nice job defensively recovering.
Inside Cooper Carr, and there was a gamble on that entry pass. That's what gave Cooper the opening. He puts Baldwin back on top by 1.
It's definitely not the pace that Baldwin wants to play at, though, in terms of the pace of the game so far. It's been pretty slow.
Foul on Baldwin on the drive there by Ross. Yeah, this type of pace certainly allows Royal Valley to only have to play 5 or 6, 7 guys. They can get away with it for sure as Grossner checks back in. But unless you're going to turn start forcing turnovers, getting some long rebounds, transition, it's hard to get that pace going. And offensively, as you mentioned, the energy just seems a little bit down early on, and some of that probably due to the defense they're facing as Ross puts Royal Valley back on top by 1. And there's the Bulldogs' third turnover.
I mean, it's a good idea from Caleb. He wants to start being a little more aggressive in attack, but just got a little bit out of control there. But you got to stay aggressive and start attacking those driving angles, and things will start opening up.
Murata will take the air out of the ball here with 20 seconds to go in the quarter. And Royal Valley appears set to take a lead into the second quarter here tonight against the 13-3 Bulldogs. Ross gets stripped though. Zembecki poked it free. Oh, and it comes right back to Franks. Grossner trying to outlet it while laying on the floor. Intercepted by Franks, and it's a 3-point lead after 1 for Royal Valley here on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors.
Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home is honored to be your choice when the difficult time comes to plan a lasting tribute for your loved ones. There to guide you through the process from beginning to end with each family's unique traditions and beliefs in mind. Visit lamb-roberts.com to see all of the services offered, including their online pre-planning tool, or call 785-594-3644 to visit with the caring professionals at Baldwin City's only locally owned funeral service and cremation service provider, Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home.
Hayden Outdoors Real Estate has proudly been serving the Midwest since 1976, covering 29 states and over $1.3 billion in annual sales. Chad and Penny Sheldon are some of the top producing brokers from Baldwin City, Kansas, selling farms, ranches, rural homes, and recreational real estate throughout Kansas. Their knowledge, passion, and expertise will help make your next real estate transaction an excellent experience. Contact Chad or Penny today by phone at 785-821-2666 or by email at shad@haydenoutdoors.com.
11-8 lead, Royal Valley on top of Baldwin as we start the second quarter here on Baldwin Sports Live. We're presented by Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, the brand that sells the land, online at haydenoutdoors.com. Just 8 first quarter points for the Bulldogs, half of those from Sam Darnell, who was not on the floor to start the second quarter after picking up 2 first quarter fouls. Cooper and Caleb Carr each with 2 to round out the Bulldogs scoring in that first 8 minutes. Pull up 3 from Caleb, and he's on the mark. A 36% three-point shooter. He doesn't shoot a ton of them, Ryan, but when he does, he shoots them at a pretty healthy clip.
Yeah, and sometimes you just have to take what the defense is giving you. They're cutting off all the driving angles, so Caleb said, all right, I'll just pop a 3 real quick.
Morata with a quick 2 back the other way for Royal Valley. We'll see if Baldwin can get the pace picked up here in this second quarter as well. Something they're certainly comfortable playing at is a fast pace. And I don't know that I could say that Royal Valley is uncomfortable playing at the pace, but certainly from their rotation, they would prefer it not to be at that fast pace, as Statham and Torres are getting a talking to from the official here.
Stern one at that.
Yeah. No soup for you.
I love when they start initiating the offense from that high post area, though, right at the elbow. That's where they seem to get going. Oh, man.
A turnover in the backcourt. Coleman followed in by Torres. Bulldogs down 4. Statham. 18-footer misses, but Carr with an offensive rebound. Can they get a second chance bucket out of it?
Really strong rebound from Caleb that time.
Couple of offensive boards already for Carr. He was able to score it right away after the last one. And this time they'll have a baseline inbound here.
Just wonder how long Darnell's going to be on the bench for with those 2 fouls. This might be one of those nights, though, as we can see here early on even, that Caleb's going to be asked to do a little more scoring than he's used to. Wow.
And that is on the Bulldogs. It's on Torres. So kind of a disjointed start to this game for Baldwin. Darnell is coming back in. Again, he has 2 fouls, but he's back into the game now. Cooper Carr also returns, and Leo Schoenberger, a freshman, comes in for the Bulldogs. Try to mix things up a little bit here, get something else going. Ross, nice spin move inside, gets to the left hand, and he has 7 early points for Royal Valley.
That's a really nice move from Ross there. Man, just a little sloppy with some of the passes Baldwin's making.
Schoenberger tapped out by Darnell, kept alive for the Bulldogs. Carr, open look. Cleared by Coleman. Coleman is fouled by Cooper Carr, who just picked up his second. So he and Darnell both with 2. Zimbecki was quick up off the bench after that whistle, so he will come into the game, it looks like, for Cooper.
I think that's his
that's third.
Yeah.
You're right, Ryan. Sorry, yeah, you're right. That's 3 fouls on Cooper Carr, so even worse. He will head to the bench, and Zimbecki is in. Well, and Ross, who had that bucket the last time down, he's being guarded by Darnell, which if you're Royal Valley, you'd be wise to keep feeding him, because Darnell right now is going to have to be cognizant of the fact that he's got 2 fouls, does not want to commit a third. Here's Ross again, now on the switch. It's Carr guarding him.
Yeah, I know Baldwin's mainly a man-to-man team, but you might be better off switching to a zone sometimes with Darnell in foul trouble. Keep him out of that a little bit, but they're such a good man-to-man defensive team that you hate to switch out of that if you don't have to.
And typically have been a pretty efficient offensive team as well, but tonight just 11 points here with under 5 to go in the first half. It's been a slow start on this end of the floor. Oh, wow, they call a traveling violation there on Caleb. Interesting.
You got to be careful right now. If you're the Bulldogs, point in the game, you can't get too frustrated. It's still a ton of time to go in this one. Just keep your wits about you. Control what you can control tonight.
A couple of years ago, I think that would have been a real big worry right now for this Baldwin team. But the culture's changed a little bit with Baldwin basketball over the last couple of seasons now. And this is a group, as we talked about in the open, they've been closing games very well lately. And we're far from closing time in this one. But at the same time, they haven't really been shaken up by poor starts in games. We've seen that from time to time this year. And they've found ways to rebound and at a certain point get things going. And just Tuesday night was a lot of the same way. They got off to a slow start against Paola. Were down early in that game and found a way to come back and win it despite the adversity of things going against them. That foul was called on Schoenberger for Baldwin. It'll put Murata at the free throw line. But they're going to once again have to dig into that bag here tonight, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, just to put it plainly, Royal Valley's been the first one to a lot of these 50-50 balls here in the first half. And you don't usually see that from a team like Baldwin.
5 points from Trayson Murata now tonight. He'll have another free throw coming up here to extend what is now a 7-0 run by Royal Valley. Baldwin has been held to just 3 points so far in this second quarter. A chance to run a little bit here, and a foul is called on Royal Valley's Aiden McKenzie. Only their fourth team foul. It's the first on McKenzie. Grossner back in for Schoenberger. Well, 3 from Caleb Carr in the opening minute of this second quarter. And they have now gone almost 3.5 minutes without a bucket since. Without a point, period. Not just a bucket, but anything. Here's Darnell inside.
It's just been a while since I've seen Baldwin look this disjointed offensively. Usually they get that good player movement, ball movement. That thing gets whipping around from side to side.
There you go. Carr explodes through that gap in the defense, laying it in, ending a 7-0 run by Royal Valley. Well, Carr now with 7 of the 13 for Baldwin. He's their leading scorer this year, 16.5 per night. Murata answers right back. He's up to 7 points in the first half, and that's the lead as well for Royal Valley.
Man, I mean,
Zembecki rattles home a 3. 34% shooter from downtown. Gets him a tray there to cut that lead in half. Or not quite in half, I guess. It was 7. I was thinking it was 6, but it's now a 4-point game.
That was a big one, right when Baldwin really needed it. Zembecki stepping up.
Tough shot there for the baseline by Coleman. Grossner on the rebound.
Here's when they need to push the pace a little bit here and try to go on a run.
Feed to Zembecki. Ross bringing it back the other way for Royal Valley. And they are counter to that, Ryan, as you talk about. Baldwin wants to grab the rebound and go. Royal Valley grab the rebound and walk it up. Murata hanging in the air, gets it off of the glass, banking it in for his 9th point of the first half.
That's a really nice play. Great body control in the air.
Another 3 put up by Zembecki. Ross with another backside rebound.
Yeah, and it's one and done for Baldwin every time down. Royal Valley's doing a really nice job keeping them off the glass, but aside from those couple offensive rebounds from Caleb Carr.
A travel is called on Coleman on the catch there, so there have been a couple of curious traveling calls. And it looks like Baldwin will take a timeout here with 2:09 to go in the first half. It's Royal Valley on top of Baldwin 22-16. Bulldog basketball is brought to you and presented by Hayden Outdoors. It's also brought to you in part by Rice Precision Manufacturing, family-owned company in Baldwin City. That's a perfect place to perhaps look at starting your next career. They service many different industries, from food processing to heavy and light industrial, oil and gas, and many more, with state-of-the-art machine tools and a great work environment that offers excellent pay and competitive benefits. Learn more by sending an email to jobs@riceprecision.com or visiting riceprecision.com online. So the Dogs are down here 6 with 2:09 left in this first half. Had 2 ties, 4 lead changes back at the first quarter, but a Royal Valley 7-0 run in the second quarter gave them a little breathing room. Baldwin trying to chip away before we hit the locker room here. They have come from behind multiple times this year. In fact, they did it on Tuesday night. We're down at the half, came back to win that one. Third time this year they have overcome a halftime deficit to win a ball game. So it's not like it's scare territory right now for Baldwin, but you'd sure like to see something, Ryan, as we talked about in this last 2 minutes, an uptick in the energy, an uptick in the movement on the offensive end to give some more life to this thing.
Yeah, I think they're just not moving the defense enough off the ball. The guys are just being able to stand there and come out and rotate and help out, and not really seeing a lot from the half-court offense.
Inside to Darnell. They double him briefly.
Nice.
There's a cut, and there you go, right on cue. A nice basket cut by Zembecki, fed by Darnell, who does pass the ball really well out of the post. Darnell averages 2 assists per game, and he's able to pick one up there to trim the lead to 4 for Royal Valley. Ross, he's had a nice half, but most of his damage has come from in close. This is a foul on Baldwin, though, and there's another thing you've mentioned, Ryan. Oh, no, I beg your pardon. I thought they were going to call that on Baldwin. It's called on Torres, so it is his second.
Torres kind of grabbed Grosser and threw him out of the way a little bit that time for the rebound. That was a good call.
Saw the tail end out of the corner of my eye with Torres on the ball, so I just assumed. But so a chance to get this down to a 1-possession game. Carr on the drive. Sets up Darnell, up top Grosner. Blocking foul, that will put Caleb at the line. That's the 7th foul on Royal Valley. So Carr to the line, he is 68% this year, has made a team high 62. That's right at double the amount of anybody else on the team. Darnell second on the team with 31 made free throws. Carr with 62. And he's at the line for a 1-and-1. Which he misses the front end of. Pinballs around to Ross. Floater misses. Putback is on the mark for Franks. Carr may have been fouled. No call. Defended by Connor Hamas.
It's like a migration left to right.
Yeah. There is certainly some wear and tear on the bleacher in front of us. 10 seconds here. Ross drives, has it blocked by Darnell, and then Statham was trying to avoid it, but Hamas was kind of floating him towards the ball, and Statham had no choice in the end. It was right on top of him, so it leaves Royal Valley with 5 seconds here, 5.8. And a baseline inbound. Tough shot from Coleman. And off of the hand of Zembecki, they're left with 0.1, so not a lot they can do with this.
I think this would have to be a tip-in. You can't.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And that borderline can't even tip it with
Right.
0.1. 24-18, our halftime score. It's Royal Valley on top by 6 at the break. The Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show coming up next.
Kelly Neufeld and his team at Farm Bureau Financial Services are there to help you protect what matters most in your life. From insurance plans customized to fit everything you need covered to comprehensive financial planning to help you achieve your goals both present and future. Kelly works uniquely with you face-to-face to gain confidence in your financial well-being. Call 785-594-1055 to set up a meeting with Kelly Neufeld at Farm Bureau Financial Services in Baldwin City. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Up your lawn care game at Hers Inc. in Spring Hill. We have one of the area's largest and most diverse selections of lawnmowers, including top brands like Altos, Bobcat, Gravely, Dixie Chopper, and Red Max. Quality built machines for any size job. And when you get your mower at Hers, we offer full service and repairs covered by your warranty. From the backyard to the back 40, the all-star lineup of mowers at Hers will make you the captain of the lawn. See the full lineup at hersinc.net. Call 913-247-3530 or just stop on by.
Hayden Outdoors Real Estate has proudly been serving the Midwest since 1976, covering 29 states and over $1.3 billion in annual sales. Chad and Penny Sheldon are some of the top producing brokers from Baldwin City, Kansas, selling farms, ranches, rural homes, and recreational real estate throughout Kansas. Their knowledge, passion, and expertise will help make your next real estate transaction an excellent experience. Contact Chad or Penny today by phone at 785-821-2666 or by email at shad@haydenoutdoors.com.
(24-18) our halftime score here in Hoyt tonight at Royal Valley High School, and this is a 6-point deficit for the Bulldogs after an 18-point first half. They trailed by as many as 7 in that first half. They had a lead early by 2, but that was their biggest lead of that first half as they they got their hands full with Royal Valley tonight, Ryan, and here we are at the half, down 6. Again, not anything that they've not overcome this year. 3 times they've overcome a halftime deficit to win, including just earlier this week on Tuesday night, but they're going to have to pick it up here in the second half tonight.
Yeah, it's been pretty stagnant from the offensive point of view, and we've kind of seen this a little bit with the girls this year, is when they can't get out and get into transition and get some easy buckets, the half-court offense kind of stalls out a little bit, and we saw a little bit better. They picked it up late in that second quarter, had some better off-ball movement, a nice bounce pass from Darnell to Zembecki, I believe it was, on a nice cut there. And so we're going to need to see a lot more of that in the second half. But give Royal Valley a lot of credit, honestly. They've slowed this game down. They're playing this game with the pace they want it to be played at. And defensively, they're doing a really nice job just helping each other out, cutting off a lot of the driving angles. Caleb's done a nice job at getting to the bucket a couple times. Other than that, not too much coming on that end of the floor. So I think Baldwin's going to have to definitely pick up the energy, the intensity, enthusiasm, everything needs to pick it up in the second half, because this is starting to worry me a little bit as we get late into the year here, and the important games is Baldwin certainly having a couple slow starts out of the gates here and having to battle back in some games.
Well, they've been closing very well. During their current 4-game winning streak, they've outscored their opponents by 73 points in those 4 games in the second half. That's a good number. You'd like to not necessarily, like you said, have to be relying on that, but we'll see if they can once again use a strong second half to come away with a 5th straight victory. It is 24-18 here at the break. Royal Valley on top of Baldwin. You're watching the Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show. Kelly Neufeld and his team, proud supporters of the Baldwin Bulldogs. They love to support you and your financial future as well. So check them out give them a call, 785-594-1055, or go downtown to chat with Kelly and his team. Here's a little more from Farm Bureau here on the halftime show.
Neufeld and his team at Farm Bureau Financial Services are there to help you protect what matters most in your life. From insurance plans customized to fit everything you need covered to comprehensive financial planning to help you achieve your goals both present and future. Kelly works uniquely with you face-to-face to gain confidence in your financial well-being. Call 785-594-1055 to set up a meeting with Kelly Neufeld at Farm Bureau Financial Services in Baldwin City. It's your future. Let's protect it.
All right, let's take a look at our first half numbers here. The first half numbers brought to you by New Frontier Tax and Business Services, online at newfrontiertbs.com, or stop by downtown at 608 High Street in Baldwin City to see how they'll help you confidently tackle this year's tax season. Baldwin in that first half led by Caleb Carr with 7. He had the top scoring marks. Zembecki with 5 and Darnell with 4. And 2 points as well from, from Cooper Carr. There it is. So that's your scoring. Nobody really scored a bunch. Baldwin just 18 as a team in that first half. Carr with 3 rebounds. Darnell with 3 rebounds. Darnell had a couple of first quarter fouls but stayed clean in the second quarter. Cooper Carr with some foul troubles as well. He has 3 personal fouls currently. For Royal Valley, Preston Ross had a nice half, 7 points and 6 rebounds. So he was big for the Panthers. And Tracy Murata, 9 points to lead all scorers in this game right now. Daniel Coleman added 2. Lucas Franks with 4 off of the bench. And Ian Torres with 2. It was Ross on the 6 boards leading the way for the Royal Valley Panthers. And they lead this game by 6. Free throw line was pretty much a non-factor for either side. Royal Valley 1 out of 2. Baldwin 0 for 1. Turnovers even, but Baldwin with 6 of them. They've had 3 straight games with under 10 turnovers. Already 6 in the first half of this one. But we saw on Tuesday night kind of the same story. They had 7 first half turnovers against Paola, then turned it over 1 time in the second half. And the Bulldogs are going to hope that tonight is maybe more of a repeat of that game. On Tuesday, they shot 32% with 5 assists and 7 turnovers in the first half. And then in the second half, they shot 61% with 12 assists and just 1 turnover. Quite a big change in that game on Tuesday night. And they may need that kind of a change again here tonight as they trail 24-18 here at the break. Those numbers brought to you by New Frontier Tax and Business Services. You're watching the Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show as we head towards the second half of this ball game. Baldwin looking to overcome a 6-point halftime deficit here. They did it on Tuesday night, came from behind at the half to win it. They were down by as many as 8 in that third quarter before they closed that game on a 32-10 run. We'll see if they have another one in them here tonight in Hoyt. You're watching Bulldog basketball presented by Hayden Outdoors. Second half starts next.
Trindle Lumber Company is the go-to stop for every do-it-yourselfer and professional contractor. They carry a wide variety of plumbing, electrical, and hardware products, along with a vast selection of windows, doors, and paint. Their full-service drive-through lumber yard has what you need for every project and offers free estimates and professional delivery. At Trindle Lumber Company, you get the right products with the best service. Stop by at 1516 South Main in Ottawa or call 785-242-8144.
Dr. Philip Harvey at Oral Surgery Kansas is a proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs. Dr. Harvey and his staff wish all of the Bulldogs the best of luck this year as you continue to make Baldwin City proud. Oral Surgery Kansas provides personalized, gentle, comprehensive patient care for a wide range of oral surgery procedures. To learn more, visit oralsurgerykansas.com or call 785-843-5490. Oral Surgery Kansas, cheering on the Baldwin Bulldogs.
We're off to the second half here in Hoyt, Kansas tonight at Royal Valley High School. A 24-18 Royal Valley lead on top of the Baldwin Bulldogs. Bulldogs will be defending to start this second half as well, so important to get things off to a good start here in this second half as Baldwin does not want to see this lead continue or this deficit continue to grow, and I don't want to see that confidence continue to build for Royal Valley, who had won 3 straight prior to a current 2-game losing streak. Baldwin currently on a 4-game win streak. Looking to secure their first 14-plus win season since they won 18 back in the 2013-2014 season. That's the only time in the last 15 years that they have won 14 or more games in a season. And got a chance to secure that tonight, but they're going to have to come from behind to do it.
And it looks like Grosser is going to start this second half instead of Torres in the lineup for the Bulldogs. But either way, no matter who's out there to start, you got to pick up that energy, pick up the intensity, especially on the defensive end. I think if you can start getting some turnovers, speed them up a little bit, that's the number one thing is you got to start speeding up Royal Valley, get some turnovers and get out in transition, easy buckets, because it's been a pretty rough going in the offensive side so far for Baldwin.
Yeah, the pace certainly favored Royal Valley, and if it stays at that pace, that also just makes it tougher to come back because it means just fewer possessions for you as you try and chase some points here. So
this doesn't mean you have to come down every time in 1 or 2 passes, chuck up a shot, but definitely stay within yourself and just try to speed this game up a little bit.
Royal Valley with the ball here as we start this second half. Panthers pretty much led the majority of that first half. They only trailed by 2 and 1 on 2 separate occasions at 6-4 and 8-7. It took a 9-8 lead. It was tied briefly at 11, but they never gave up the lead. And here's another offensive rebound for Royal Valley. They had a number of those in that first half as well, and a lot of the 50-50 balls going to Royal Valley tonight. Blocking foul on Grossner.
Fouls on number 11, Riker Grosner.
Ross, strong first half from him. 7 points to go along with a game-high 6 rebounds as well. And a 3 from Murata, who leads all scorers with a dozen points now. The 9-point lead is the largest of the night for Royal Valley. Carr, good rip through to get past McKenzie and lay it in. He has 9. He's the top Bulldog scorer.
Yeah, and like I said early in the first half, Caleb might have to start looking to do that every time down. Just be aggressive. Look to score a little more than he's used to.
Ross for 3. Carr underneath Darnell. And he's fouled by Torres, who picks up his 3rd. Darnell to the line. The Bulldogs went to the line just one time in the first half. It was Caleb Carr who missed the front end of a 1-and-1. Darnell, 53% foul shooter this year, and now he misses the first of 2 shots. Torres checks out with his 3rd foul, and Bulldogs get 1. Connor Hamas has come in for him, so Darnell makes it 27-21 with 6:25 to play here in the 3rd quarter, just underway second half. Murata with a dozen points has the ball here for Royal Valley. Leads all scorers in the game, gives it up to Ross, out to McKenzie. A contested 3 is good for Aiden McKenzie. First basket of the game for him, and the lead is right back up to 9.
Just feel that confidence growing and growing for the Panthers offensively. This is kind of the danger when you come out and off to a slow start. You let teams hang around. Confidence builds and builds.
Carr again trying to attack, and he's fouled by Preston Ross. So 2 free throws coming up for Caleb Carr.
Caleb Carr shooting 2.
Baldwin scores about 9 points per game, a little over 9 points per game from the free throw line. They're now 2 out of 4 tonight. Carr into double figures for the 16th time this year in 17 games. The only time he failed to reach double figures was on Tuesday night against Paola, but just 7. 7-point game here. Trayson Murata just continuing to lead the way for Royal Valley. 14 now from Murata. Grossner over the backboard, out of bounds, back to Royal Valley with 5:18 to play in the 3rd, and the Panthers have it up by 9.
I think this is a good call here by Baldwin, trying to speed the pace of the game up a little bit with some full court pressure.
A foul is called on Darnell, so it was a bit of a late whistle. Baldwin had already had the rebound, and they were headed the other way, but a blocking foul will put Murata at the line for 2 shots. 3rd on Darnell.
Yeah, obviously the big one, because that's a 3rd one. Now Sam's got to be really careful.
Trayson Murata with a nice night offensively with 14, now make it 15 points for Royal Valley.
Going to leave Sam out there for now. He's got to be careful. Like I said, there's an art to playing with 3 or 4 fouls, you know, and playing good defense without fouling. You got to stay aggressive.
Carr attacks. Cooper. Trying to go into to a Darnell, and it's knocked away by Ross. It is a 12-point lead for Royal Valley. Blocking foul called on Murata in the backcourt. That's 3. Or check that. It was not Murata. That was on McKenzie. It's his second. 13 foul. Torres and Statham back in for Baldwin.
I just think every time down, Caleb's got to have an opportunity to score with Darnell there. That's a nice play.
Cooper tossed it into him to make it a 10-point game. A wild reverse lay-in by Ross, and he spins it through. Torres fires from the corner. Good job on the backside by Cooper Carr with the rebound.
Yeah, great awareness to crash that backside glass.
Ends up turning it over, though, on Caleb Carr's drive. The Bulldogs have now committed 2 turnovers here in this third quarter, 8 for the game. They're down by a dozen with under 4 to go in the third. Get one back.
Great defense from Cooper there.
Cooper leads the charge. He tries to hand it off to Statham, and it's coming back the other way. Caleb Carr knocks it away from Ross from behind, but it goes into the corner for McKenzie. Timeout, Royal Valley. 3:37 to go in the third quarter. It's a 12-point Panther lead over the 13-3 Baldwin Bulldogs. Baldwin Sports Live is presented by Hayden Outdoors, the brand that sells the land. And Chad and Penny Shelton are the brokers that do that same thing. They'll help you sell your land, or they'll help you find your next dream property as well. Experts in selling rural homes, farms, ranches, and recreational real estate. They've built several successful businesses and manage their own farm and hunting lodge. Send an email to shad@haydenoutdoors.com or penny@haydenoutdoors.com and get their expertise to find your next dream property or family legacy. You can find out more at haydenoutdoors.com.
Obviously not really a spot Baldwin's used to being in here, down 12 points, about a little over halfway through the third.
And this is the spot really where that took off on Tuesday night against Paola. It was at about the 3-minute mark. They were down by 8 in the third quarter, and they outscored Paola 32-10 the rest of the way. And so here we are, similar spot, 3.5 to go, down a little further, down 12 this time around. But let's see if coming out of the timeout, the Bulldogs can get things going here.
It's all going to start on the defensive end, though. I keep harping on it. Got to force some tough shots and clear the glass, get out and run.
Ross and Murata both into double figures for Royal Valley. Ross has it there. Now Coleman. Murata slips inside, dishes to Torres. He misses it, but a foul will put him at the line for 2 shots. Let's see who they get for the foul here. Darnell was in the area, but they're going to call it. It looks like on Statham. In comes Colton Collum. Replaces Statham here with 3:25 to go in the third. And a couple of missed free throws, so the Bulldogs get a stop and now a chance to start to make their run. Caleb inside. Cannot get Ross shaken free. Now it's Darnell. Fouled by Ross, who picks up his second. Two shots for Darnell. 1 out of 2 in the ball game. 7 points. He had the first 4 of the game for the Bulldogs. Just one bucket since and a free throw. One out of two for Darnell. Three minutes to go, third quarter. Murata will slowly bring the ball up for Royal Valley. The game has been played at their pace all night. They have dictated the pace of this game and have kept Baldwin at bay due to that. Here is Coleman on the drive, fades and hits.
I mean, give them not only credit for controlling the pace of the game, but they're making some really tough shots offensively. Got to give them credit for that.
Yeah, they played well tonight. Collum gives it up to Carr. Caleb with 11 points in this game. We've seen at times where he can just kind of take over a game for Baldwin, and this final 10-plus minutes of this game may be Caleb Carr time. It's his younger brother Cooper Carr who gets the bucket there. It's an 11-point game. Ross working his way inside the paint and then throws it away.
It's great defense there from Darnell, forcing the turnover.
Carr attacks, and he is fouled. A couple of free throws coming his way as Preston Ross picks up his third. All three of them have happened in this third quarter. He went from no foul trouble to now having three with 2 minutes left in the third quarter.
That's an excellent job from Caleb that time, attacking, staying aggressive. I think every time down he kind of needs to prod and probe into the lane like that, see if he can't get inside and get to the line. He's been doing a good job at it.
Into a dozen points tonight with that free throw. Another one coming as Torres and Collum check out. Grossner back in along with Zimbecki.
Got to see how many stops you can get in a row, though. That's always the game I like to play. How many stops can you get in a row and then take advantage of them?
Single-digit gain, 39-30. Torres almost got him caught in the air, but finds an outlet with Coleman. Coleman floats it up off the rim, follows it, but a foul called on Coleman, a push on Daniel Coleman, and a technical foul on Chris Brown. Wow, so that goes from a potential putback to a foul, which will put, it won't put Baldwin at the line as they're six, but then a technical foul will put Carr at the line.
Could be a big momentum shift here.
No kidding. Baldwin will get two free throws here from Caleb Carr, and they're going to have possession.
Well, Coach Chris Brown, he won a raffle at halftime. I'm not sure anybody told him about that because he's not very happy right now.
Did he win the awesome
oh, yeah, he did.
Arrowhead?
He won the really cool Chiefs
And
sign.
I'm not opining on the Arrowhead. That was what it was called, was the awesome Arrowhead.
What they called it. It was a really awesome one.
It did look pretty cool, though, as a non-Chiefs fan.
Nice job, Caleb, there. Knocking him down.
Well, he gets one. Yeah, he gets one, but that's still, I mean, that's a stolen point,
Yeah.
more or less, you know. So
got to take advantage of these little things.
So 39-31.
Now a little bit of discussion whether they're going to give him the free throws.
Oh, so that was 7.
Yeah.
Okay. So I thought it was only 6, so that should be now a 1-and-1. It was a loose ball foul. So it should be a 1-and-1 here for Carr now on that foul by Coleman. But then they're going to take him off the line because Baldwin will get possession because of the technical foul.
Mm-hmm.
So you're getting the 2 technical foul free throws. Now you could potentially get 2 more free throws here as Caleb Carr, and you're getting possession. This is,
it could be a big swing.
which they've already only gotten 1 of 2 so far. But if Carr can knock down a couple of free throws and then they get to take advantage of a possession with points, that'd be huge here as the Bulldogs try to make this comeback. So another one of two. But the Bulldogs will, again, get possession out of this. So already 2 points, if you will, on this possession, and now the possession actually begins.
I think a bigger key is you're going to be shooting free throws really the rest of the way here, so stay aggressive.
Yeah, you still have a whole quarter plus, a minute and a half left to play in this third quarter, and as Ryan said, Bulldogs in the bonus. Three-pointer missed by Zembecki. But another offensive rebound by Cooper Carr. He has 3 offensive boards in this game. Unfortunately, he lost it there.
Yeah, just kind of a lazy entry pass there. You got to be stronger than that. Nice hands.
Darnell diving on the floor. Ball still loose, and a timeout is awarded to Baldwin. So good hustle by both Darnell and Grossner. The Bulldogs will have it with 1:04 left to play in the third quarter. Down by 7, but starting to pick up some momentum. We're back in a moment here on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors.
At Baldwin State Bank, we love being part of the community we serve. Our roots run deep in Baldwin City, and our commitment runs deeper. Whether it's that dream house you can't wait to call home, or the trust of your personal finances, both present and future, we're here to serve you, our customers, our neighbors. Baldwin State Bank, proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs for more than 100 years and counting. Come see us downtown or online at baldwinstatebank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Baldwin with the ball, down by 7, final minute of the third quarter. They've trailed by as many as 12 in this third quarter, but they've now turned it over on each of their last 2 possessions. Trying to take advantage of the first kind of real hiccup that Royal Valley has found themselves in this game. Missed a couple of free throws now. Have turned it over a couple of times, so not been able to fully take advantage of this, but now they force one back. Caleb leads the break. One-hand bounce pass to Zembecki, and it's rejected by Coleman. Good play by Coleman, hustling back for the block shot.
Yeah, if anything, that kind of technical foul exchange has brought some life into this game, some energy, enthusiasm. You can hear it in the crowd. Players really picking it up too.
Final 13 seconds of the quarter. Royal Valley has led at the end of every quarter so far in this game. Will they lead at the end of the most important one? Ross dumps it off to Murata. It's ripped away by Carr, trying to throw it up to Zembecki for a last chance, but we'll head to the fourth. 39-32. Royal Valley leads it. Fourth quarter coming up next on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors.
State Farm Insurance Agent Cody Anno is ready to be there for you every step of the way. From starting policies out to the day disaster strikes, Cody and his team are ready to help. Cody strives to be different, doing things the other people don't and other agencies won't, helping more people in more ways. That's Cody Anno State Farm. Call 785-594-0270 or stop by at 208 Baker Street for a cup of coffee and a free quote for your auto, home, or life insurance with Cody Anno, your local State Farm insurance agent in Baldwin City.
Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home is honored to be your choice when the difficult time comes to plan a lasting tribute for your loved ones. There to guide you through the process from beginning to end with each family's unique traditions and beliefs in mind. Visit lamb-roberts.com to see all of the services offered, including their online pre-planning tool, or call 785-594-3644 to visit with the caring professionals at Baldwin City's only locally owned funeral service and cremation service provider, Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home.
Start of the fourth quarter here at Royal Valley High School tonight. A 7-point lead for the Royal Valley Panthers. Baldwin at 13-3, winners of their last 4. They get a bucket from Sam Darnell to start the fourth. Zembecki on the assist. And that now is a Bulldog 8-0 run going back to the last quarter.
Yeah, much better offense that time. Good ball movement. Ball finds its way down to the corner to Zembecki, and a nice bounce pass to Darnell.
Down 13 with 2.5 minutes to go in the third at 39-26. But 8 straight by the Bulldogs. Here's a foul on Baldwin. Only their 4th team foul, though. It's the first on Caleb Carr. And they have made the first wave of their comeback anyway, from down 13 to now down by 5. But can they get over the hump? That's always the hardest part, that last couple of points. You can climb and scratch and claw your way back into a game, but all it takes is a couple of buckets from the team leading, in this case Royal Valley, to just put you right back in the hole and you feel like you've made no progress.
Ooh.
Close to a carry there. The Baldwin crowd thought it was, and they get the stop anyway. Here comes Zimbecki. Up to Caleb Carr. Leaves it to Darnell. Nice feed to Zimbecki, and it's laid in to make it a 3-point game.
And now we're watching Baldwin Bulldog basketball. That's much better ball movement. Great job right there.
It was Zimbecki to Carr to start it, and then Zimbecki to Darnell for the first bucket, and then Darnell back to Zimbecki for the second bucket of the quarter, and a timeout taken by Royal Valley. Ryan, the Bulldogs have it down to 3 with a ton of time to go, 6:50. But as I was just saying, it's that final hurdle, which is always the toughest. But they've done the hard work here, the really hard work, getting it back down here. Now they just got to get over the hump.
Yeah, doing a much better job of moving the ball, moving without the ball on offense, and doing a nice job of finding some open cutters that time, just like we saw that last bucket, and really picking it up here in the second half.
Down by 3 after they were down by 13 just 3.5 minutes ago. 3 minutes and 40 seconds ago. They were down by 13 at 39-26. But a 10-0 Bulldog run. Let's see if they can keep it going out of the timeout. Bulldog basketball brought to you in part by the Bullpen, who invites you to join them down at the Nook in downtown Baldwin on Sunday for the big game brunch. It starts at 10 a.m. at 703 8th Street at the Nook. Great food, great camaraderie. I'm sure there'll be lots of red and gold down there getting set for the big game on Sunday. So go out and join them for the big game brunch, 10 o'clock at the Nook, 703 8th Street. While you're there, go ahead and get signed up at the Baldwin City Community News as well. Just $5 a month to stay up to date with all your latest happenings, community events, feature stories, news, sports, everything else happening in and around Baldwin. And a turnover almost. Ross lost it, but Grossner was on the baseline when he took over possession. So a near turnover and breakaway chance for the Bulldogs. Royal Valley, for the moment, they are just hanging on by the last thread right now of this lead.
Just much better energy and intensity right now from the Bulldogs, I think. Say what you want about that technical foul, but it really energized things.
Tough break here. Darnell intercepted the inbound pass, but then ended up falling to the floor. May have rolled an ankle a little bit as well. Darnell's tough. He's going to stay in the game.
Got a good finish on our hands, though, Bryce. It's been a good game.
Baldwin trying to come from behind to win for the second time this week. They were down 8 in the second half, came back and beat Paola on Tuesday night. Down 13 in the second half of this one, and there is
number 4.
A hand check, I guess, on Cooper Carr. And you're right, Ryan, 4 fouls on Cooper, who has not scored much tonight, 4 points only, but he's been big on the glass and that energy here, a big part of this comeback. A couple of offensive rebounds here in the second half, leading to second chance opportunities, but now with 4 fouls, he'll stay out there as well. Torres finds a cutting Lucas Franks. Back to Torres. Missed, and Carr battles for the rebound.
That's why you want him out on the floor right there. He's huge on the glass.
Caleb Carr attacks. Missed layup. Darnell battling for the board. Has it. Back up he goes. Oh, it goes around and out, but Darnell keeps it alive once again. And a foul? Question mark called. The official came up with an open hand, which would indicate a violation and not a foul, but and now I'm still not exactly sure what's been called here. We'll see. I think they're going to call a foul on Torres and 2 shots for Darnell. So again, kind of one of those delayed whistles. This time it benefits the Bulldogs, and Darnell's at the line for 2. The first of which is good. Fourth foul on Torres. He checks out. Hamas in.
Cooper Carr takes a seat as well. Torres back in for the Bulldogs.
And a big couple of free throws there by Darnell. 12 points tonight from Sam. It's a 12-0 run as well for Baldwin, and the Bulldogs are within 1 with just under 6 to go. Murata slips on a drive and turns it over. Back come the Bulldogs, a chance to take the lead. Caleb spinning inside, off the glass, and the Dogs on a 14-0 run have taken the lead 40-39 with 5:34 to go.
Standing O for the Bulldogs. They're really turning it on in the second half.
It's been a 14-0 run, but it's been a 10-0 run since the technical foul against Chris Brown, the head coach of Royal Valley, and the Bulldogs were energized by that, and the effort is showing, and the Dogs now on top for the first time since they led 8-7 back in the first quarter.
This is a lot of fun. Back and forth. You'd rather not have to see Baldwin come back in games like this. You'd rather them just start off a little bit stronger and hold the lead throughout, but man, these games are fun to be a part of.
Well, they have been dominant in the second half during their current 4-game winning streak. They have outscored their opponents by 73 points over the last 4 games in the second half, and tonight has been no different. A 22-15, or no, I checked that, a 22-15, I guess, advantage here in the second half. I thought it was a little bit more than it feels like a little bit more than that.
It does.
But I forget that they dug themselves into they were outscored 15-8 to start this second half. Now on a 14-0 run, and the Bulldogs finally back in front. So, again, we've talked about it's tough to get over that hurdle, and when you're chasing points to get the lead finally, well, they've done that now, and let's see if they can now grow that lead. Royal Valley trying to stem this tide, and that is not the shot I don't think they wanted out of that timeout. A deep three by Daniel Coleman. The jump ball is going to keep it with Royal Valley, but I can't imagine that was the shot that was drawn up there at the timeout for Royal Valley. They get new life. Murata to inbound. Coleman again with it. Looking to take Grossner off the bounce. Murata now. Misses off right iron. Caleb Carr has it for Baldwin. Carr wastes no time, pushing it up into the front court. Dishes it off to Joey Zimbecki for the bucket. And Baldwin now leads by 3 as they continue the run and just build. 16 straight Baldwin points.
Yeah, they're able to get out and run it a little more, but it's all starting on this end. They're doing a really nice job staying in front of guys, helping each other out, and then clearing the glass and getting down the floor.
Grossner called for the foul after the rebound by Royal Valley. Oh, actually, they called it on Torres. Okay. So it's Talon's second and not Grossner's second. Torres, or rather, Grossner will check out of the game, though. Franks comes out of the game for Royal Valley. Back in is McKenzie. Ross lost it. Still loose, though. Torres ends up with the ball. Over 6 minutes without scoring now for Royal Valley. Last time they scored was the 2:49 mark of the third quarter. McKenzie with an offensive rebound.
Yeah, just way too many guys just running towards the rim and not boxing out their guy on the rebound.
McKenzie from the corner. Doesn't get it. And the drought continues for Royal Valley. The Bulldogs on a 16-0 run have it back up by 3 with under 4 to play. Into Darnell. Back outside for Carr. Cooper on the wing. Drives, dishes for Darnell. Kicked out of bounds by Royal Valley with 3:40 to go. Baldwin leading 42-39. They were down 39-26 with 2.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. The exact same time that they took over the game against Paola on Tuesday night. Outscored the Panthers 32-10 over the final 2 minutes of that one. Another set of Panthers tonight, and they have outscored them 16-0 since that mark in this one.
Yeah, 2-3 zone look being thrown out here by the Panthers. Nice job getting into the middle.
Another kick ball. Well, Baldwin can afford to be patient, though, right now. You feel like when you're coming from behind, you're so amped up and you're making all the plays, and now you actually have the lead. Now a chance to add to that as Caleb Carr will go to the free throw line. He's fouled as he just snuck in on the defense there on that inbound play. It's on McKenzie, his third. 15 points tonight from Caleb Carr. 2 free throws coming up here. He's missed 3 of his last 4 at the free throw line now. 6 of 10 overall at the line tonight for Caleb. Grossner back in for Zimbecki. The second free throw is good. So it's now a 2-possession game with 3:15 to go. 7 minutes plus, 7.5 minutes without scoring now for Royal Valley. Coleman angling in, floats it short. Darnell the rebound. Up to Caleb Carr, who veers outside with under 3 to go, and the Bulldogs up by 4. Carr skips across court to Cooper. Now to Grossner. Cooper Carr gets inside, finds Caleb in the corner. Knocked out of his hands and out of bounds with 2:29 to go.
They got to be careful right now if you're Baldwin. Don't want to, fall too far into the wasting time aspect of this here and still run your offense and get some good looks.
Backing in, Darnell blocked by Torres, stays with it and converts. A 19-0 run for the Baldwin. All right, I think we're back here. We froze up there. The computer looked like it was going to give us the blue screen of death and crash on us. I think we're back. 1:57 to go. Our scoreboard camera has gotten all kinds of issues with the highway traffic we have up here with the little student section.
A lot of excitement, a lot of jumping around.
The junior high students are going crazy over here, but we're headed towards the finish line here. The Bulldogs on a 19-0 run. Baldwin was down 13 with 2.5 minutes left in the third quarter. They have outscored Royal Valley 19-0 since then. Royal Valley has not scored since the 2:49 mark of the third quarter. Now 1:49 left in the fourth quarter. And Caleb Carr heads to the line for 2 more shots on the 10th foul committed by Royal Valley. The third on Murata.
It's been just a night and day difference in terms of the energy and the intensity level from Baldwin, especially on the defensive end of the floor. You can watch them really getting after it.
1 of 2, but an offensive rebound by Grossner.
Yeah, great job there.
Up 7. Zimbecki won't fire in the corner. 90 seconds to go. Bounce to Darnell. 2 more for the Bulldogs, and Baldwin goes up by 9. A 22-0 run for Baldwin. Murata scoops and scores. That ends the 22-0 run, but it may be too little too late with 1:12 to go. Baldwin with the ball up by 7. Ooh. Blocking foul on McKenzie. 2 shots coming for Cooper Carr. And we talked to the open, and I'll put it up on the screen for you as Cooper goes to the line. Our State Farm Insurance game plan tonight for the Bulldogs. Continue valuing the ball and continue to close. And tonight, the close part of it has been on point yet again. What a second half. What a second half of a third quarter and fourth quarter. Very similar to Tuesday night's game. You don't want to have to continue to get in that spot, but if you're going to continue to close games like this, you're going to be able to win a bunch of them. Up 8 with a minute to go.
Yeah, if only you could take this last quarter and a half and bottle it up if you're Baldwin. Played excellently.
A foul on the Bulldogs. It's on Caleb Carr, his second. A 1-and-1 for Trayson Murata, who has 17 points tonight. He's the top scorer in this game for Royal Valley. He has matched Caleb Carr for the game's top scorer. And now he sits alone with that mark. Cooper the rebound. Baldwin by 7, under a minute to go. Caleb Carr drives in. Oh, an offensive foul is called on Caleb. It's his third. So Royal Valley has it back. Certainly still time for the Panthers with 53 seconds to go, down by 7. But clearly the momentum is all on the side of the Bulldogs right now. Murata with it. Lobs to Ross. Those two have combined for 28 of their 42. Coleman instead on a catch and shoot drills a 3. And it's 49-45 with 38 seconds to go. So if there was ever a time to hit a big 3, that was it for Royal Valley. And it's now a 4-point game with 38 seconds to go. Baldwin's only 13 of 21 at the free throw line in this game, so they have left this door open a little bit. And big shots like that by Coleman tighten the screws a little bit here.
Yeah, I mean, Baldwin, they just got to keep doing what they're doing, though. You're still in a really good spot here, 38 seconds. They're going to have to foul you as long as you can keep making your free throws. There's just not going to be enough time left for them to get back into this one. But, yeah, you mentioned it. That was a big 3.
You'll get 2 shots on each of the fouls at this point. They're in the double bonus, well into the double bonus. Got to take care of the basketball here. Royal Valley clearly going to be going for the ball, but going for those steals without any care whether they foul or not. So Baldwin has 3 timeouts as well. If they get themselves in a predicament, whether it be on the inbound or get trapped, that'll work. Up to Cooper Carr. He's all alone and lays it in. Lead is 6 with 30 seconds to go. Murata sails it into the corner to Coleman. Back up top for Ross, and he knocks down a 3. It's a 3-point game with 19 seconds to go. 2 clutch 3s here in this final minute for Royal Valley. First it was Daniel Coleman, and then it was Ross set up by Coleman. And Royal Valley not willing to go away just yet.
I mean, what a back and forth battle we got here all the way down to the wire now. 3-point game. I'll give them a lot of credit. They've played really hard, Royal Valley has, this game, and throughout they're still battling in this one.
After they were in a long scoring drought, had gone 9 minutes without scoring. In fact, 9.5 minutes without scoring. They were up 13 when their drought started. They were down 9 when their drought ended. Now down 3, Baldwin will inbound with 19 seconds to go. Into Zimbecki. And they foul him with 16.5 to play. So Joey Zimbecki, junior guard, will go to the line for a couple of big shots here. The benefit of having 2 shots to make it, but you got to at least get 1 out of this to make this a 2-possession game again. 5 out of 9 this year at the free throw line. And he knocks down the first one. 10 points tonight from Zimbecki. 4th game this year into double figures. Picked a good night to come up with some points here in the second half. He has scored 6 of his now 11 in the second half. 5-point game, 12 seconds to go. Murata Rebounded by Carr. Up to Darnell. He lays it up and in, and that will put the nail in the coffin for Baldwin. The Bulldogs down 13 late in the third quarter, go on a 22-0 run and come back to win it 55-48. Bulldogs 14-3 with a victory, and Royal Valley drops to 9-8 with the loss. 55-48 your final. The Farm Bureau Financial Services Player of the Game is coming up next.
For unbeatable service from a company you can trust, there's only one choice. Clint Davis and the One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning team have the expertise you need when it comes to the comfort of your family. Not only will they get the job done right, but they'll explain the preventative maintenance needed to avoid those costly emergency repairs. To schedule a free quote, call 785-393-9329 and join the Preferred Maintenance Club for special discounts. One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning, the one and only choice for the comfort of your family.
With Heartland Plumbing, you get full-service plumbing from a real plumber, not a sales guy who's just there to fix a leak. Heartland Plumbing sets appointments they hold true to, not an inconvenient block of time they might be there. With a strong reputation and years of quality service, Heartland Plumbing has the tools and the people to get your plumbing job done on time the first time. Give them a call at 913-856-5846. Serving every big town and small town around, residential and commercial. That's Heartland Plumbing, the plumber you can open your door to.
Welcome back to Royal Valley High School here tonight. The scoreboard has gone dark, but it is a 55-48 final in this one. The Bulldogs, for the second time this week, come from behind in the second half to win it. They're now 4-2 this year when they trail a game at the half. They were down 8 in the third quarter and came back to win on Tuesday night, down 13 in the third quarter of this one, and come back to win it 55-48. And it was a 22-0 run, and a big part of that run was a technical foul against Royal Valley. It was 39-30 when they had a technical foul. Royal Valley was up 39-30. They were called for a foul. They compounded it with a technical foul on the bench on their coach. That allowed Baldwin to get a couple of free throws and turn the momentum, and that started what ended up being a 22-0 run for the Baldwin Bulldogs, going down from down 39-26 to up 48-39. An incredible turnaround in that late third and then into the fourth quarter to win this game tonight. It's time to name tonight's Farm Bureau Financial Services Player of the Game, and in a game where the Bulldogs had three guys in double figures and 4 different guys who had 5 or more rebounds in this game. Lots of guys contributing in this run, but kind of the motor that makes this team run a lot of the times. And once again tonight with a nice game with 17 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. Caleb Carr is our Farm Bureau Financial Services Player of the Game tonight. Nobody, I'd say, Ryan, tonight just had that awe-inspiring, no doubt about it type of game. But it just seemed like when the Bulldogs needed Caleb most in this game, he came through for him and helped that charge of that big run to ultimately come from behind and win this game.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is for me. It's not always about the numbers, but it's just about kind of the feel of the game. And there was a couple points in this game where Baldwin was really reeling offensively, just not able to do a whole lot on that end of the floor. And Caleb really took it amongst himself, took this game by the scruff of its neck, and just contributed really well on the offensive end, got to the rim over and over again, opened up some shots for some other guys, and overall a really nice performance by the Bulldogs. But again, you don't want to have to keep climbing out of that hole every time. You want to come out and start a little bit stronger, but overall really good fight from them coming back in this game, and really proud of the guys tonight. Really good game.
Farm Bureau presents our Player of the Game. From insurance to investments, wealth management, and financial planning, Farm Bureau is there to help you protect what matters most. Call today to set up a meeting with your local Farm Bureau team at 785-594-1055. We'll wrap it up for you with the final numbers from New Frontier Tax and Business Services right after this.
At Baldwin State Bank, we love being part of the community we serve. Our roots run deep in Baldwin City, and our commitment runs deeper. Whether it's that dream house you can't wait to call home, or the trust of your personal finances, both present and future, We're here to serve you, our customers, our neighbors. Baldwin State Bank, proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs for more than 100 years and counting. Come see us downtown or online at baldwinstatebank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Kelly Neufeld and his team at Farm Bureau Financial Services are there to help you protect what matters most in your life. From insurance plans customized to fit everything you need covered to comprehensive financial planning to help you achieve your goals both present and future. Kelly works uniquely with you face-to-face to gain confidence in your financial well-being. Call 785-594-1055 to set up a meeting with Kelly Neufeld at Farm Bureau Financial Services in Baldwin City. It's your future. Let's protect it.
All right, let's take a look at the final numbers tonight. The numbers are brought to you by New Frontier Tax and Business Services. They'll help make sense of all the confusing tax season situations that you have with your business and meet your critical business needs at a minimal investment, timely, accurate, and reliable services at an affordable cost to help your business grow and succeed. Learn more by visiting newfrontiertbs.com or stop by and see them at 608 High Street in Baldwin City. All right, here's your numbers in the second half. The big run by the Bulldogs, a 22-0 run to overcome a 13-point deficit to win it. They were led by Caleb Carr with 17. Sam Darnell added 16, and Joey Zembecki with just his fourth double-digit scoring game of the year. He poured in 11 with 6 of that coming in that fourth quarter to help the Bulldogs close out this victory, including a couple of really big free throws late. Zembecki went to the line up by 3 with under 30 seconds to go, with under 20 seconds to go, up by 3, and knocked down a pair of free throws. So some clutch free throws there to his final 2 of his 11 points tonight. Cooper Carr added 7 as well, and that rounds out the scoring. It wasn't a broad scoring night for the Bulldogs. Didn't have a bunch of guys scoring, but when they needed some guys to score, they had some dudes step up, and they get this job done tonight. On the glass, Cooper Caleb Carr, Sam Darnell, all with 5 rebounds in this game. Caleb, that is, adding 5 assists to lead the Bulldogs as well. Royal Valley, good game from Trey Zamorata, 17 points, 14 as well from Preston Ross. But in the end, they come up short after they went through a 9.5-minute scoring drought in the second half, allowing the Bulldogs to go on a 22-0 run to come from behind and win this one. So Baldwin improves to 14-3. It's their first 14-plus win season since the 13-14 year when they won 18. That's the only other time in the last 15 years they've won 14 or more. They'll have a chance to not only make that 15, but possibly 16 and 17, and who knows, they might be able to match that 18 or more. They'll have opportunities to do so with 3 games left in the regular season, and what they'll hope is a nice postseason run to follow after that. Ryan, final thought on the night after a comeback, exciting night. The girls win the game earlier tonight, 49-36. And the boys cap it off with a comeback 55-48 win.
Yeah, I mean, overall, it's just always fun when you get a clean sweep. Both the boys and the girls get a victory, but on your mind, you'd like to just not have to flip the switch on like they did there late in the second half and kind of build the energy and the intensity, not have to kind of rely on a technical foul from the other team's coach to get you going a little bit. So that was unfortunate from Royal Valley's perspective, but I really thought the Panthers played really well. They came out and held their own in this game, and they should be overall just a fun night. Going to get back at it next week, Friday night, right? No Tuesday night games.
That's right.
Yep.
A week from tonight at Ottawa, and then the following week after that, we'll be back to a Tuesday, Friday with a road game at Jeff West and a home game against Bonner Springs. You can see the schedule there on your screen. So that's what's coming up. Ryan and I will be with you next Friday night down in Ottawa. Until then, have a great weekend. Enjoy the festivities that I'm sure many of you are going to partake in on a big weekend in this part of the country. So enjoy it. We'll see you next week for more Bulldog basketball. He's Ryan Hilmer. I'm Bryce Kessler. You've been watching Baldwin High School basketball presented by Hayden Outdoors Real Estate on Baldwin Sports Live.
Watching Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, the brand that sells the land. Learn more at HaydenOutdoors.com. Baldwin Sports Live also brought to you by Farm Bureau Financial Services, Kelly Neufeld, Baldwin State Bank, Codiano State Farm Insurance, Heartland Plumbing, Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home, One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning, Trindle Lumber Company, Oral Surgery Kansas, Hers Incorporated, Rice Precision Manufacturing, The Bullpen, Baldwin City Recreation Commission, New Frontier Tax and Business Services, the Lumberyard Arts Center, Jobats, Baldwin City Community Newspaper, and by the Baldwin City Chamber of Commerce. This is Baldwin.